he made up his mind. He was absolutely determined to live. That makes sense, does it not?
Fuck yeah.
Because if you go, oh no, it's done.
Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah.
15 hours, you go, there must have been, you go 15 hours. Everybody, when I was in rehab, I got just stacks of mail every day. Just, I don't even know how they found out where I was. Everybody's letter was the same. Everybody's letter goes, hey, when I was 25, I got a DUI and got fired. Everybody had been to the bottom. When I was in rehab, and Sam Hunt, which is a buddy of ours, he's a country singer, got a DUI. And I go, we got to find him. And we got to tell him to stay on earth. When I was at the bottom, everybody knew. They go, I know what that feeling is. And they go, I'm compelled to find where this guy is on this planet. And there was like, my sister was like getting notes from friends that were like coworkers. They were like, if this is gonna make me cry. They go, if you know John, find him.
Yeah.
And tell him.
Yeah.
And that saved my whole life.
Yeah.
It's the fighter and the kid. Had to run it back, cause we back at it again. Yeah, we gon' keep it moving like it's never gonna end. When it was Brendan, when it was Bryan, when it was just talking to friends. We got the kid Callan on the left with the fighter on the right. Ay, had to do it right, cause we coming at you live. Back with the team, had to keep it OG. Must see TV. Had to do it. Yes, we did, cause we back at it again. It's the fighter and the kid. Back at it again. It's the fighter and the kid. Back at it again. It's the fighter and the kid. It's the fighter and the kid.
This is really the fighter and the kid.
Come on, baby. John Crist.
Go with the intro
John
that we sent over.
John's
Read the.
I already don't. I already.
John,
exactly
I'm
what
going
he
to say
said,
this about
dude.
John.
Oh.
You guys, he's very, very funny, and but it's not him doing it. It's
Yeah.
Holy Ghost power.
That's right.
That's
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
working through him.
Yeah.
It's his higher power.
That's the difference
Yeah.
between us. You have Jesus, I have Satan.
But you guys both, yeah. No, you said when your son was having the seizures, you were praying.
I pray. Before fights, I pray.
Who's that? Is that Neil Brennan? That has that joke is like the most to be an atheist is the most white privilege thing ever.
100%.
Because he's like, you got something better than this? I doubt it. Not my joke, well, not my joke. Again, not my joke.
I doubt it.
Let me
So
say it
true,
a third
though.
time.
Yeah,
Not my joke.
yeah.
Not my joke.
Not my joke.
He goes, you got something better than this?
Yeah.
I doubt it.
It's
That's
so true.
But he's
That's
so
an
funny,
unbelievable
dude.
Joke, dude.
He's so fucking funny.
Yeah, I
Now this is going real well for me.
I
doubt
did.
it.
I was thinking about that though. A lot of the people that I know that are really arrogant atheists are kind of had very cushy lives.
Yeah, they're
and
doing
continue
well.
to.
Well, that
shit's really been easy.
Well, that's
for
my
them.
theory on people that are like, we're in a simulation. I'm like, really? Go ask the lady making hamburgers at Burger King. If we're in a
What? Yeah.
simulation
Well,
with 5
like,
kids.
there's
We're in a
the,
simulation.
I
Well,
guess,
get me
yeah.
out of here.
Even a simulation.
Only
doesn't-
rich people say
Yeah,
simulation.
but somebody's
Yeah,
got to
yeah.
be controlling the simulation. So to me, like a simulation doesn't
very
really
elite.
preclude God.
Yeah.
Somebody created
It might
the
just mean
simulation.
it's
We're in a
more knowledge
simulation.
we'll figure out, but it still doesn't
Yeah.
get you closer to the idea of somebody created all this.
But you've never heard a
Yeah.
broke person like die on that hill like, this is a simulation. It's always like Elon Musk.
yeah,
Well, like, you know,
Rogan, like these super rich guys.
yeah.
in country music is like very like white, like
Religious too.
yeah, and it goes like one of the best country songs is everybody want to go to heaven, but nobody want to go now. Meaning like, but then you remember
That's
like
right.
the black gospel songs are always like when we get there. So
Yeah.
like this is not good.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
because when they were slaves and they were singing these songs, it's like this is horrible, but we have hope in.
Yeah, but we know in the future.
And country's like, we'll get there. Yeah, they're like, it's, nice.
great right now.
Yeah,
It's
Time
great
here
right now.
now.
We're doing pretty
Yeah.
good.
Time
That's a
here
good
now.
point, man.
It's really a
It
good
is.
point, man. It's something about getting older is humbling in a way too.
yeah.
Going through shit, and I think it's interesting too that most of the atheists I know are super into longevity. Like everybody, I mean, look, everybody wants to live
Fingers
forever.
crossed. Yeah,
but bro,
yeah.
people are doing all kinds of stuff. Like they just turn their body into a pharmacy, and I'm sure there are drugs.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
let me
yeah.
tell you, it's still gonna be a losing battle.
Father
bro.
Time.
Yeah.
Undefeated.
Father Time.
Undefeated.
He is-
10-8 rounds.
Oh, dude,
Or-
you
or-
might live. You might be 100.
Madonna down 10-6.
remember like 9.
You want to be 90 and then 100 and 110. That's not a great
Yeah.
time.
But also, do you
Nah,
know any
not to be an
atheists
atheist.
with children?
What's that?
Do you know any atheists with children? Not many.
Well,
That
you
open
know,
your eyes.
Yeah,
where you're
tough.
like,
I mean, there are, but I know what you
I'm
mean.
just saying, like in
kids
our
change.
group,
Kids
there,
change.
there are, but
Yeah.
kids are changing.
Well, remember 9/11? like 9/12, everybody was like, God.
What year?
2001.
So,
Okay.
so bro,
That's Zach out.
Everybody was like,
I mean, 2000. Hold on.
What year?
You American, bro?
That's a joke. That's
wow,
Zach's joke.
dude. Oh, yeah.
Zach was at he's doing a red carpet, and it was on 9/11,
year?
like years. And they go, when you think of 9/11, what do you think of? And he goes, what year?
Great joke. by the
It's so
way.
funny.
Great joke.
Everyone else was laughing. The lady was not laughing. It was, what year?
But everybody was you gotta with that amount you saw it, right? Because it's in another country or sometimes, but we saw it.
Yeah.
And we go, people jumping out of it, and you go, there's got to be something else. Everybody's praying.
Well,
God,
you know what I did? Well, I never forgot when I saw the tower coming down. I was on the phone with Patty Jenkins, and the
when
second
what's his
tower
name was
came
in there,
down.
the comic,
What's that?
the comic that was in there.
Oh,
no, sorry.
Steve Renazizi.
yeah.
Damn, Steve never bounced back from that.
He didn't.
No, man.
I like Steve.
I liked
it,
Steve
yeah.
too.
Steve's like one of the nice guys in the
Yeah,
world.
yeah.
I don't
Made
know.
a mistake.
Yeah,
He made a mistake.
Yeah.
He got caught in that lie, and then he was like, "I don't want to be the guy who just made up a story," and then he had to run with it.
That
I was
one,
like,
that
oh,
one was
no.
bad because he made a mistake. And then when you mess with like American and 9/11, like terrorism,
Yeah,
they
tough
would
to come
rather
back.
you.
Well, they
just,
call you a war profiteer, but he never. I don't think he's ever.
profiteer.
I don't even think he's doing the road anymore.
Oh,
I've
I
asked
think, I
about
think
him.
Steve is.
I've asked
I think
about him.
Steve
No,
is.
Steve is. Yeah, because when I was in Milwaukee doing that theater out
hope
there,
he is,
and
man.
he was doing a show.
That's
He's so
just so
funny.
funny because we all we kind of know each other we all kind of know of each other's career secondarily.
For sure.
Like, I think
All right,
he-
so he'll be okay. Good. I'm
Yeah.
glad
No, I'm telling you,
glad
and
he's
he's
working.
doing a-
hilarious.
I'm glad
doing a
he's working.
Zany's weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But remember at that time, he was on
He
that
went through.
show.
He paid his price.
Well,
2015.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
been. Yeah.
He was on that show. Where was that show? He was a huge show.
That
Oh,
sitcom.
no, it was called
With Steve Byrne.
Yeah, the league.
The League. He was on the
Oh,
League.
The League, yeah,
Massive,
yeah.
massive.
I never
show.
saw it.
Well, we were talking
massive.
about the what I went to, because I've been canceled myself, but I did a show at a prison, like a maximum security prison.
damn.
It's like with the church, like an outreach.
You should do a special there.
Nah, I should. What's his name?
Joey Diaz should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Johnny Cash.
I was almost kind of envious of those guys in there because they did it and they go, here's the price. And they go, cool. So I'll just pay this price and then I'm back out. But
Yeah.
for any kind of infraction that all three of us have, what should the price be?
Among
And you go,
among some people, there's
society, it's like
nothing.
what-
No
You never-
price.
you
Yeah,
never- there's
yeah.
no redemption.
Yeah,
And by the way, it's not even that I don't need redemption. It's like
Yeah, I'm good.
It's also like if you're guilty, it's one thing.
yeah.
You know,
also that.
Fuck you.
Also that.
You know,
Yeah.
That's the other thing. It's like,
Can you not just swear?
sorry, dude. I apologize.
No, I'm just joking.
I was
I'm
borrowed-
joking, dude.
my car's getting work on, so I had to drop it off this morning. So I had to take Mike's car to go get some food. I'm driving out, and he's pulling in. I'm in Mike's old Ram, and he sees me, and I'm like, "Oh, this isn't my car." Oh, god damn it.
I thought you were different.
And when I
Yeah.
said god damn, I was like, I told Mark, I'm like, he's religious. I messed up, dude. When I'd say it around my grandma,
It shakes his
Yeah.
faith.
No
then,
fun.
then John's
fun.
like this. John's like, he said, God, my
Yeah.
faith is shaking.
Yeah.
what if John went like this?
Thin
I'm
ice.
good. No, just keep going.
Thin ice.
No,
Yeah.
I heard what you said. I'm not doing the show.
Oh yeah, I'm gone.
I'm gone. How
grew up,
dare
you
you?
grew up in the church?
Yeah, my dad's a preacher.
Oh, okay.
Still is?
Yeah. Now he's a Republican politician.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
what's
like
he?
your dad.
What's he do?
He said, he just lost in the election for
Herschel
State
Walker?
House. No, he's from Georgia though.
State House?
Yes,
Oh, in Georgia?
Herschel Walker. Dude.
Yeah, Herschel Walker.
Tough, dude. Don't go into politics. They're coming for you.
How was someone like, hey, Herschel, you know what they do when you become a politician, right?
Yeah.
Like,
He
you probably
goes-
have some baggage. All
He
those
goes,
years in the
I'm
NFL.
gonna risk it.
Yeah, he's like, I'm fine.
He's a risk.
Yeah,
People
but
can
the
fight
abortion
the
stuff,
shit
he's
out
like,
of you.
not a big deal.
Yeah. I think he's
His son's
still
a-
might win.
His son's a very gay Republican.
yeah,
right?
real. But he doesn't like him.
Right.
His son doesn't like, which is
Because I guess he
tricky.
wasn't a dad. His son has all the sugar in the tank.
No, I know, but
Yeah.
that's got to be when your son goes bad on you publicly like that.
And he's in your same party.
Yeah.
Same political party.
Damn.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's a
tough.
bummer.
But
But everybody-
then I go like this. I go, what did you do as a father here? What's going on?
No, he was a bad dad.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
admits
He
it.
was?
Like, and he has another son that he's just never met. Like,
I got a problem.
listen, you're not voting on him because he's a good dad.
But everybody gets like
I got a problem with
yeah, but there's a lot of people on the right, like the alt right, that remember Candace Owens?
Yes.
She said kind of something, and then everybody rallied around it. It was 5 years ago. Everybody goes, yeah, and then you kind of just become that.
Yes.
You kind of just that's what you
That's
get.
your thoughts, yeah.
That's what you got love from, or
Yeah.
and then you just become that.
Yep.
Like he made some like out of pocket statements, and then everybody's like,
Now he's running with it.
and
He
now
got
he's
attention.
him.
Now he's like, here we are. Yeah.
you've seen everybody do that. There's a lot of comics that kind of just did a thing, got attention for it, and then I'll just keep going down that
This is
road.
my thing. Yeah.
This is my angle.
So you grew up in Georgia, but then once you started doing stand up, you're doing open mics in Denver.
Yeah, like I started at Comedy Works.
At Comedy Works in
Yeah, it's
Denver.
unbelievable.
Ooh,
You've been
I
through
love
there a
Comedy
ton.
Works.
Yeah, Wendy
Yeah.
Curtis.
Shout out to
Wendy's the
Wendy.
best.
She started. She gave me my start.
I love Wendy.
First comic ever.
Wendy Curtis.
First club to ever pass me.
Really?
Yep. Ever.
When I did like to headline, like the local comics to headline off night, it's like $250. I'll never forget this. $250 is how much, and then I sold it out, the South Club.
Oh,
Right when I started like
Landmark.
becoming popular, like in 2017. And Jeff, remember Jeff, the black guy, the gay black guy that run the club down
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
He came in and it goes, when he wants to give you this, and it was a check for $4,000. And I never forgot that. Because in essence, she goes, hey, it's $250, but
Damn. How great
fair
is
is
that?
fair. Yeah. And I
She's
never
But also that wasn't fair, right?
to what?
I mean, could have given you more.
No.
Sold out.
Yeah.
$4
Hey,
grand.
hey, don't
No,
diss
yeah,
Wendy.
good point, dude.
Don't
Yeah.
diss
I
Wendy.
mean,
you
$4
fuck.
grand. I'm not dissing. I'm just saying. It's
She
not,
came in and gave me $500.
The deal was
He's like, she
$250.
gave me $250
The deal
for
was-
selling it out
Nah.
for $5.99.
The
doubled
deal
it.
was $250. She gave him $4. That's a good.
No,
That's a
no,
nice.
she's great.
That's a
Yeah,
nice.
I gotta
story.
check. I gotta check the
Yeah.
size of that check.
Hey, Wendy, I was just going over this story with Brendan. Maybe let's take a little break because we're
break?
talking to one of the Lord's children here.
Yes.
Okay. So
good
little
man.
break, little respect here. Okay.
Yep.
But there-
I've been converted. just
You're
so you know.
converted. I'm
Yeah.
still on the fence, but if you want to
Yeah.
enter my cult, that's fine. It's
I like. The thing is,
we
I
have better
still like
benefits than
sports. I
Chris's.
still like money. I
You
still
money?
like sports.
Well,
and
you
I
like?
still
Well, you know,
like
there's
money.
a big UFC 282s this Saturday, Daddy, because we're doing a fight campaign for it.
Mm-hmm.
And before that, there's a fight campaign for Rough and Rowdy Friday, December 9th. Rough and Rowdy, Barstool, collabing with Thicccboy Network, baby. 5 p.m. Pacific. Theo Vaughn, Don Cerrone, Rampage Jackson, myself. Then Saturday, 7 p.m. Pacific. Live on Thicccboy, UFC 282, Calabasas Fight Campaign, Brian Callen, Sam Tripoli, huge guests, and myself.
Very
That's all
big
going
guest.
down. Now we're going to watch the fights, and then you can watch fights and place a little wager on it.
There you go.
And we fancy ourselves some bettors. Your boy, I owe you some money, pal. Well, I paid, but I always owe you money.
Yes.
So whatever. But listen, if you want to watch the fight campaign and bet on UFC 282, do it with my friends at DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the UFC. This Saturday, new customers can bet just $5 pre-fight money line on any fighter to win and get $150 in free bets. If they do, check this out right now. Everyone can earn up to 50% boost when you place a same-game parlay on UFC 282. Listen, there's a lot of fun parlays on here. You could parlay Magomedov, and you could do Paddy Pimblett. You could do it with Darren Till, Ponzinibbio. You could do all that. If you want to do just the favorites, you do Bryce Mitchell, Duplessis, Paddy Pimblett, and Magomed, and you go and Sizzler if they win. They're the favorites, but if you're going to bet on the favorites, that's your best bet, but parlay them so you make more money, and they boost your odds. It's that easy. All right? So download the app right now. Use promo code FIGHTER. Bet $5 pre-fight money line on any fighter to win and get $150 in free bets if they do. That's code FIGHTER this Saturday at DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the UFC. Minimum age, eligibility restrictions apply. Show notes for details. She.
Listen, 2 out of 3 men will experience some form of hair loss by the time they're 35. More than 50 million men in the U.S. suffer from male pattern baldness, like me. And
Is there anything out there? Is there somebody like Keeps?
Keeps has more 5-star reviews than any of its competitors.
Wow.
There are only 2 FDA-approved medications that can prevent hair loss. Take it from me. Keeps offers both, okay? They offer a simple, affordable, stress-free way to keep your hair. You get a convenient virtual doctor consultation and medications delivered straight to your door every 3 months. So you don't have to leave your home.
24 care and support. If you got any
24/7
questions,
care and support.
Low
Yeah.
cost. Ready for this? If to keep that bane you got, $10 per month. Keeps offers generic versions of the 2 FDA-approved medications to prevent your hair from leaving.
Yep. They are affordable, and that's a huge difference.
Yes, remember, prevention is key, kids. Treatments can take 4 to 6 months to see results, so act fast. When it comes to your hair, save more, spend less. If you're ready to take action and prevent hair loss, go to keeps.com/fighter to receive your first month free. That's keeps.com/fighter to get your first month free. Keeps.com/fighter.
It works.
I was just
Dude,
going
Mark
over-
Cherry was telling a story. He created Desperate Housewives.
Yeah.
He was sleeping on his mom's couch.
Yeah.
and his mom gave him some money, and he writes Desperate Housewives basically on her couch.
Right.
And he said he was handed a he was handed 4 years later, 5 years later, he was handed a check for $103 million.
God.
And that was just the first check.
Is he still on his mom's couch?
No, he's not.
He gave his mom $500.
Yeah.
He's like, hey.
He gave her $400.
That was his
Thank you.
first check. He was just like, and he looked at his mom and he goes, "This is all because of you." And she goes, "I knew what horse I was betting on.
Jeez, dude.
You know, this is not. It wasn't anything to me. I knew how talented you were.
That's a lot of money.
$103 million.
What are you gonna? What are you? What do you?
What do I do with that? I fly differently. I'm still doing stand up.
You go first class.
Yeah. Or private.
You go private
Private's
103.
better.
Oof,
Private.
I don't know. Even 103 stuff. You're not going to own it, right? You're probably
No,
going
you
Jet
gotta
X.
go
No,
Jet.
you rent.
The
No,
boys.
you rent space on.
Yeah.
Owning is dumb.
Hey, but at 103, you are taking photos.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Do you know the
Like an Instagram
photos
girl.
on the private jet guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always a tough sell.
Oh, I know.
I think the
Nope.
black comics can do it better.
Agree.
Black comics are allowed to.
It's a weird
Yeah.
flex.
White
guys
comics
do it.
on
They're
the-
like, everyone's like, F you.
You're like, oh, dude, I thought you were like
Oh,
one
dude,
of
they're
us.
like, you're using up too much fuel, you fucking asshole. Like Kylie Jenner and Travis Scott
They
got
have to.
so much shit because they took separate jets. And
we at the
you're
same place?
profoundly selfish. All right. Hey,
Would
you
you-
know what? You're right. I know people who fly privately and they keep it a big secret.
Yeah, because if it's like against their brand.
Yeah.
Like, because like an athlete or like a musician,
Yeah.
you want them to be
That rock
like,
star lifestyle.
But like
Blue collar
we're
comic.
sitting here, like we're sitting here at a restaurant. People come like, what's up, dude? Look at this. Like we're them.
Yes, one of the people.
If we're doing it right,
Yes.
I think. Now the black comics can do it better.
They flex.
They can. Yeah.
They celebrate it. Well,
Yeah.
if,
If I
if,
can-
I'm, if
if
I'm
I
on
can
Southwest, people will be like, what are you doing on Southwest?
It's not good
It's
look.
the easiest flight.
Oh yeah, you
Are
would.
you
You
born
wouldn't
group
mind.
A? No, I'm C.
You'd be like, oh, he's a man of the people.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at him,
Like,
dude. Yeah, he's one of
my
us.
brother
If I can
booked
avoid TSA, fucking shuttles,
Oh,
all
brutal.
that stuff, I hate flying so much. I hate
Yeah.
it. I hate it
beats
so
you
much.
up.
Horrible.
I almost panic.
Oh, you went down to Florida this
I
weekend.
just got back. I
How long
got
was
up.
your
Oh, flight.
Well, let's see. I woke up at 6:55 Florida time, which of course is 3:55 my time. Then you got to take an Uber all the way to Fort Myers. That's a good 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I got to go to, then I got to go to Atlanta, and then I got to wait for an hour. then I
Daddy
gotta
didn't have a direct.
Waking up on the all flight days. I'm
What's that?
I'm about to fly back home to Nashville, but the all flight days are brutal.
Oh, they're brutal.
Yeah,
Brutal.
Dude, is there a spot if you would it be a bad look if you were in the 300 section at the Laker game? Would you go or no?
I know.
You wouldn't even go. Yeah.
No, but I did feel some
no.
sort of way.
Yeah.
I did feel a
You
weird
wouldn't
type of way
go.
when I went with Jeff Dye, and he's like Mr. Laker, like he knows that Jenny Bus.
Yeah.
And we're in her seats next to her, and the
Yeah.
players are coming up saying what's up, and he's like, "Oh, you take a picture?" I'm like, "I don't think so."
Take a picture to post.
Yeah, I was like, "I don't think
That's
so."
not my. That's
I
not my
just
look.
don't-
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not. like,
We
no
went
one
to
likes
my
when you
family
flex your
bought
stuff.
the Monster Jam, like the Monster trucks, and we have a family of 30, a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
So the whole block is up there.
Yeah.
And I go, oh man, because then they're gonna be like, oh, he's falling off.
He's cheap. Yeah.
He's not. But you don't want to be courtside either, because they're like, oh, you're better than us.
Did you rally everybody? Real quick. Hopefully everybody's having fun. Don't tag me in pics, right? Do not tag.
Don't tag
I
me.
can't see.
Is there a
Don't
celebrity-
tag Uncle John's
That's
pics.
hilarious.
Is there a celebrity you take a picture with?
We've talked about this before. People like come follow our tour bus, mostly women usually, who follow the tour bus around for
Yeah,
like.
our lives are different.
I go.
Is it your hair or your eyes?
I don't know what it
Mine's
is.
just-
That now
they're
it's fine,
crazy
man.
blue.
How long was it in to get a compliment from man?
Sorry, no,
Yeah,
I just
10
when you're
minutes.
tall.
that's a record
guys.
for me. I'm sorry.
John's so much taller in
10
person.
minutes.
He's
Yeah.
so much taller,
Thank you.
and his eyes just.
Yeah, and those
But I
girls
go-
aren't fast enough to catch your car. I have hairy
Nah,
dudes, and they
Oh, they're in there. Yeah, but I wish. Don't when you see somebody like it's a rabid fan like that, I go, I wish I cared about something that much.
Yeah.
I wish I loved the Portland Trailblazers to follow, or the NASCAR,
Yeah.
or
I know.
Iggy Azalea,
You're
or
some that-
Pitbull, or something. I don't care about anything.
I
Maybe,
wish
maybe it was a really old celebrity that was going to die soon. Maybe
you would. You
Like
would-
Al
like
Pacino?
Don Rickles or Al Pacino.
Al Pacino?
Yeah.
it would have to be someone with live touring dates, so you could go to all of them. Who
Yeah.
would you follow? Like,
I've never. Springsteen. I
You
took a
would go.
picture with him. And
Okay,
I wanted
all right.
one
And
badly.
post or no?
I was backstage with him, and I he's like such an artistic hero of mine. So
Yeah.
somebody it was I took a picture, and I really wanted one. That's the only time I've ever really wanted
You know,
it.
the last time, and I was
that's
I was
the hype.
worried to take the picture, but I was working for Showtime. I was doing a press conference, and I'm sitting there, and I hear, "Hey man, you think Connor really has a chance?" I'm like, "You know what?" And it was Drake, and I was in Toronto. I was like,
okay, yeah.
Oh, he's my fave.
Yeah.
And I was like,
yeah.
and he's
was
gonna
this?
go, and I was
Hey,
like,
man.
"Can I get a pic?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, of course." Like, oh, he was so friendly. He's the
Yeah, of
only
course
one.
he's
During Connor's fight, when it 2000.
Oh, right.
and everybody usually up
16.
there, everybody up there is the most friendly. For
Yeah.
the most part,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
most
No
like
one's
people that are
dicks.
just like down here are
that's
dicks,
cool.
but
Look
yeah.
at
But if
Run
you
to the 6.
but you're just kind of like throwing in the towel like would you ever do it to another comic? Never.
Get a picture with another comic?
No.
Not in a fucking million years. I'm really good friends with Rogan. I'm not going to ask a picture.
But if somebody like there's somebody asks, that's you're admitting to Drake that you're up here. If you ask,
I was like,
out of respect.
yeah.
Yeah.
And what if Drake was like, "Can I get a photo with you?"
Are you serious?
Yeah, you got to act cool though.
I'd be like,
Fighters
I'd be
will
like, let's
get
be
that.
quick about it. Quick.
Yeah.
You had Robert Downey Jr. or Will Smith come up to you
Yeah.
and call you the hybrid.
Yep.
Fighters,
Get a pic.
fighters
Yeah.
are kind of famous to actors. Actors.
I'm
want
trying to
hear
think. Well, no, if I'm,
They're like, "Can I get a pic with the fighter, not the comedian?" Sorry,
yeah.
just for the
Yeah,
record.
just the- yeah.
yeah, I'm getting.
No, I
Which
would,
Brendan?
fighter side.
I'm
Put
trying
your
to.
fists up.
No, I would. If we do a show like in the green room, certain comics who they might be my friends, but I love them. I'll get
Yeah.
pics of that. Post
Like
it.
Can
Bill
we get?
Burr.
Yeah, like,
Bill Burr's I think the best comic doing it. So if Bill's
yeah.
there,
but that's not an admission. Like Springsteen,
No.
he's like, "Hey, you're here, I'm here."
It's just part of my history. Like I
Yeah.
just Pacino. Those guys are part of almost why I became an actor.
Yeah,
maybe.
fair.
And
Do you
so-
ever have somebody that rolls with your crew that you're like, "Hey, this is not the time," but they're like with somebody up there, and you're like, "I want to
so,
ask them."
yeah,
You go,
please don't. Yeah, please don't do this. I
Well,
know.
Yeah, because they're with you.
So I had my 50th birthday party.
Oh, no.
That I was at your house.
Yeah, Rogan's there, and he's
not
got
go
some
well.
social anxiety. He doesn't like it. And
Yeah.
one of my old friends, known since I was 18, walks up and goes,
Tough.
and Rogan goes, "What are you doing?" It was like in
Really?
my house.
Your buddy.
Yeah, he goes, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And he just walked away, and I was like, "Oh no, that was bad.
That's a tough move.
That's not good.
That's a tough."
Then you go, "Hey, you can't."
in your own house.
Can't have your
Yeah, it's a
back.
tough move.
I've had some situations where I had a party,
That's
birthday
hilarious.
party, and a very famous movie star was there,
Yeah.
and another friend started pitching her
Oh no.
a fucking movie.
No, dude.
Yeah. And
Oh
it
man.
was
Like the
so
script and the
bad.
pitch.
And then another famous person who was there came up and said, "You need to get your friend in check because he's pitching this very famous person. Like there's famous and there's
Yeah.
movie star.
Yeah.
He's like, and it's got her cornered. And it was
Yeah.
so, and I literally ran over and goes,
Like, hey,
this
hey.
is not, I literally went like this. I go, "This is not the time."
Were they cool?
Sorry.
No.
Ruined my pitch.
No, it was cool, but I was mad, man.
That's tough.
I was mad.
There's
I'm trying to think. Were any comics for you?
no. I mean, well, I've like Chappelle and everybody. When I used to host at Comedy Works, they would always come through, and I just some reason I knew. I go, if you say, "Can I get a photo?" That's you saying like that's a kind of like a. They're not obviously because they're much bigger, but like that's a coworker of yours.
Yeah.
Kind of we're kind of.
And they're gonna view you in that way.
If you because when a comics do a guest spot for me on my shows, I get a pick.
Yeah. I'll do it.
Yeah.
I was in Philly and with my wife, and I'm in Philly at a gas station late at night, and the guy goes, and I'm like, "Oh, here we go."
Yeah.
He goes,
Oh no.
"Mr. Stanhope, can I get a picture with you?" I swear to God, I was like,
Did you take it?
I did.
You got to.
And then later
Got
on, he
to.
made my sandwich, and he goes, "You're not Doug Stanhope, you're Brian Callen. I fucked up."
Good for him.
He goes, "But
Good
you
for
guys
him.
look alike." I go, "Do we?"
Yeah.
Cool. That's a good insult.
wow.
I love Doug Stanhope.
There's a
but I mean-
guy, Trey Kennedy.
that.
Trey Kennedy's a comic, sketch comic, does a lot of stand up too. We look very similar.
Bring that up, Chin.
And then Trey Kennedy. And
Trey
then
Kennedy.
people come up to me and say, "Hey, I love that middle schoolers bit you do." and that's his
bit.
Oh shit!
And I just go, thanks, man.
You don't
Yeah,
want to argue it.
No,
I was happy.
You just
I
take
was
the
happy
photo.
to be Doug Stanhope.
Oh no, dude!
Yeah.
Oh, dude! I was at a charity golf tournament with Tim Tebow, and people thought it was Aaron Hernandez.
Oh, 100%.
While he was like on trial.
There's pictures of me up there.
There
yeah,
you
doesn't
are.
that look like me?
There you
no, that's
are.
not me.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, and we both are similar like characters.
If you guys were a gay couple, I would be like, those guys are narcissists because they're dating each other. That's what I'd
He's
say.
a little thicker than you, but then he got in shape and he looked even more like you.
Yeah, kind of like a
Yeah, because he's like a thicker version. We're like, yeah, he's too big to be John.
Keep yourself
And then-
nice and trim.
I tried to. I knew I was coming on here.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
You dieted?
You tighten it up.
You dieted for the show? You tightened up for the show?
There's no Liver King allegations about me.
I don't know,
They're
dude,
like,
because
hey.
I'm looking at you. That's all natty?
Yeah, all natural.
All right, bro.
I was
yeah.
talking about
All natural.
Liver King. You and I were talking about this, because obviously on my stance took some heat from it. But I was telling Chin on the shop show, it's like, and you sent to me, you're like, hey, because we didn't know the Liver King prior to like.
Yeah.
I didn't
Well,
watch
you and I
videos.
never do that. So we didn't see when Derek from
You just go hard,
More Plates,
yeah.
More Dates did the thing.
Adam, I was like, oh, that's messed up. But then I even sent Derek a DM about it. But you got to realize, like, when Liver King walked through, I was
Yeah.
like, oh, let me look him up real quick. I was like, yeah, he's funny. He's a character. It could be
Okay,
a fun
yeah,
show.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then he was
Yes, I
so
remember.
nice to us.
That is actually true.
And he was so nice to us. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, this guy's great.
But he is nice.
He's
But
a
that's
nice
what
person.
I think. Like somebody, I think somebody was asking Bill Burr. I think Kreischer asked Bill Burr, like, "Do you ever want to meet the president?" And he goes, "No, because if I meet him, I can't."
Light him
Yes.
up.
Yeah, because
That's such a good
Have
point.
you ever met somebody that and you go, "Oh, he's nice."
That's
My-
how we,
shoot,
that's
oh,
how we felt
that's
about
my
the Liver
entire-
King.
That's everybody.
No, that's
Yeah,
my entire career.
Yeah, I go,
so
shoot.
on Food Truck Diary, we have the fighters on, and then they fight, and I'm like,
You can't
he's
compete
my
against
boy.
them.
So
That's how
I'm
I feel
like,
about both of you guys. I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I met them. They're nice." Yeah,
what
I gotta
happens.
stop.
you hate us
Yeah.
before. You're
I
like,
gotta
I gotta
take-
quit making
yeah.
these YouTube
So
videos.
burner accounts.
If we fight, you're gonna.
So we better not see those
But he-
comments
but
on
that-
Reddit.
but yeah,
Here's
that's
how
fair,
do you
though.
feel? I want to talk to you about this. But did you follow this Liver King drama?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
yeah.
I saw his apology.
Yeah.
I didn't like his
and-
apology.
Huh?
I didn't like the apology.
But at the same time, like, if you're going to apologize like that, I'm going to go, all right. My thing about it was this. My thing about it was, I think what happened was he got really famous. He was already making a
In
fortune.
like 2 weeks.
Yeah. He was already making a fortune. But
Which people hate.
My biggest
Hate,
thing for him would be this. I think, how did you think you could get away with being that blatant about the lie? Like, I didn't realize he was denying it to that point. I thought he would
I
always
didn't
avoid
either.
it, but
I
then he
didn't
was
either.
like,
yeah, me neither. I didn't know
then I
he
saw
would, like,
him
go
and I was
bad on
like,
people that were on steroids.
but how do you know that's not going to catch it? We all know.
Yeah,
It's
everybody knows. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
The Rock has done a very good job of avoiding that
Yeah.
subject.
Well, we know he's
God
not.
bless-
Yeah,
well,
but he's also a
yeah.
politician with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do that. It'd be like,
But this is my thing with the Liver King. It's like, I know him I met him face to face, had a conversation with him. We text, every week still. We
Flex.
go back and forth. Yeah,
Flex.
small, well, not lately. But, really nice guy, great dad.
Yeah.
So then I assumed everybody knew he was on steroids. So when he came out, I was like, this isn't a big deal. Yeah. It is a big deal. And then when I defend him, you got to realize, I'm not defending that he lied. I'm defending him as
Yeah.
a human being.
Yes.
And he made a mistake. All good. He needs to own up to it and then carry on.
Here's
but
what
if you think
Yeah,
you're
carry
going to
on.
tune into
Yeah.
this show
Yeah.
and I'm going to dogpile on this hate and let's get rid of
No.
him. No, no.
here's what I
yeah.
appreciated though about like when you read the emails,
Yep.
he actually takes his own supplements. That's a plus for me. He takes
Yeah.
his own supplements. That's
stuff that
for
he's
me.
using,
If you're making
yeah,
$100
put in
million
his own
and you're
body.
actually taking your own shit,
Yeah.
like I can get with that. Like that I appreciate. He does eat the way he preaches. He does.
Yep.
So and he works out twice a day like a fucking maniac. And he does do sun gazing. He
He's
does
disciplined.
sun his balls. He does all that shit.
Chin had a great point,
So,
though. Chin goes,
in a way, it's
not
like-
that we would know, but
Yeah.
do you know anybody who's like buying his supplements or doing like, he's more of a character on YouTube.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
he's a character.
But if you do, if Barry Bonds or like he hit 90 home runs, well, without the supplements, he'd hit 75.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he's still a number.
Still really
like,
good,
He
yeah.
would be like you said that he would like he said that you were trying to put on 20 pounds and he's like it's never gonna happen. Your
Yeah.
Yeah.
paperclip or whatever.
Yeah.
He said it, not me.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he said it.
Coat hanger.
Yeah. Coat hanger. Sorry.
I
I
know.
like
What gets
paperclip
rid of
better.
that?
Coat hanger,
I'm
yeah.
gonna steal that.
But there's
you
a
go-
glint to your eye. You kind of like
You go-
that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You go. If Barry Bonds is not hitting 0 home runs,
No.
he's hitting a lot of them.
Well, it's still very good.
What are we, 10 golden gloves?
But if you go, if Liver King is making that's why it's a tricky line to draw? Because you're like, well, what if Liver King's only making 40 grand? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Or like, where is the line that if he's on private jets, then that's where
Let me give you guys
yeah.
another scenario because I was thinking about this. So if you're a movie star,
Yeah.
okay, so let's take Chris Hemsworth. Okay.
Thor.
Thor. Now, gun to your head. No disrespect to him. Natty or not natty?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so nah.
But good for him.
Have you
but here's
have
the
you seen
thing.
a lot of shirtless photos of him, both of y'all?
Yes.
All day long. It's my screensaver. But also in my mind. In my mind all the time.
I peeped it this morning.
But I'm straight.
You're like, I'm an expert. I am an expert on Chris Hemsworth's body.
Big, handsome,
Yeah.
great genetics.
Yeah.
What about The Rock? Not Natty.
No.
And
Yeah,
not
we've been-
just TRT. There's a lot of
But they're
other
not
shit.
selling fitness.
Right.
But yeah, keep going.
However,
They
Yeah.
kind of are.
Chris Hemsworth has a workout routine that he sold for $200 million.
Yeah. Bro, we covered that the day of. Remember we covered all that with
Right.
Chris
What I'm
Hemsworth.
saying.
That's when there's-
Wait, I'm
because-
getting
yeah.
to a point. So there's you're putting on muscle, okay, and you're playing this character, this Thor character, okay. You're not talking about the fact that you do this. You're not getting it from protein and just
Yeah.
lifting weights. You're getting
Yeah.
it from
But they're not
exogenous
saying that.
hormones.
That's the difference.
Right.
Yeah.
But like if we're gonna start holding people accountable to that stuff, we have to be a little bit careful, right?
Yeah,
Because
a little bit careful.
you've
Yeah.
got a lot of people who might be movie stars who are gay and playing straight, and if they come out as gay, their whole career's over too.
Yep.
Well, I know we talked about this, but
Yeah.
it's a real dicey
thought you were gonna
subject.
come
It's a
with a good point,
because
yeah.
I'm talking to him.
I got it,
It's
yeah.
a dicey. It's a dicey.
It's a thin line.
It's a thin line.
Yeah, where do you
because-
draw the line at?
Where do you draw the line?
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
what I was saying. Like even girls on Instagram who sell products, stuff like, well, maybe her ass is fake, her titties are fake, her lips are fake. She has a filter, but she promotes this certain lifestyle in this certain way.
Right.
Are we gonna get rid of them?
If you think that's natural, get a booster shot. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you endorsed his comment too,
I would
right?
say it
Didn't you say
depends
that?
on. I would say it depends on what you're claiming the supplements do.
Yeah.
If you're claiming that what you're selling is going
Does
to get
that.
you to look like this,
Yeah.
maybe that's where you draw the line.
Yeah.
If you happen to be very muscular, you take a job, you take steroids, you also have great genetics, and you
Yeah.
look great, right?
Yeah.
Maybe this guy Mike O'Hearn who sells fucking duck eggs or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like if you're saying that these are good for you and they're what I take,
And it comes out,
which
yeah.
is what the Liver King does. He takes his own supplements.
Yeah.
I'm cool.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's when you start saying that if you do these things, you can look like
Do
this.
And
Now,
that's
I don't know if he
people don't
did.
like. Yeah.
I don't either.
I don't think he ever said that.
Yeah.
I don't think he said.
I don't think
he
Hey,
ever
but
said
B,
that.
let me ask you this.
That's all.
But he
But I also like when he came in here, I didn't look at him like, oh my god, this guy is jacked.
Did he take his shirt off?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
did it
No one's
shirtless?
ever seen him with a shirt
Oh,
on.
yeah. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
came in shirtless.
Oh, we
Yeah,
had
no,
to,
we're
we had
doing-
to, we had to, we had to power wash that chair. It smelled like
This
hummus.
chair?
It smelled like hummus for
Really?
for days.
No, it's a good man scent. It's a
Am I? Would I get like like a
gonna test
a
hot?
contact high?
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
No, he didn't- I didn't
If
find
you
it.
saw to test you,
There he is.
That's
Yeah,
me
yeah,
trying the nuts and I almost
he
threw up.
didn't smell though. He didn't smell.
He
though.
didn't.
No.
No, he just smells like natural.
Yeah. It's
Wait,
a
and like
man.
look at Brian's like eye line. Look at his going.
Just
I know.
right
It
on
just
his
was
wiener.
Yeah. I was
Why?
looking right down. I was looking right there.
But like I think on camera he looks like super jacked. But
Yeah.
when he came in, I was like smaller guy.
Well, you're so big. Maybe you were looking down. Your ankles.
No, but I didn't think he was even that thick. Like
You're looking
thickness
at it.
wise.
You're both looking at his body
Yeah,
directly.
we are. That's
Yeah.
what we do.
Whatever's going on with him, where he has to work out that hard twice a day, that's an interesting thing. So there's an extreme
Well-
extremism in his
But
personality.
that's why everyone follows him.
Yeah.
He's extreme. He's eating cow wieners and balls
Yeah.
and liver.
It's like a lot of the like country music guy. There's from Nashville. They're singing about like dirt roads, and you find out like they're from Pasadena, and you go. No one has a problem with someone being from or take my situation because like they're like, oh, this is a single guy in his 30s that's just on the road as a comic and like hooking up with girls or whatever. We're like, yeah, but
How
he said
dare you.
he said same with Liver King. He said he was Christian or like if somebody's like I'm on the leader of Jenny Craig or something and you see them in the McDonald's drive-thru, you go wait.
Yeah.
No, you said,
and
that's what people have a problem with, not the behavior.
That's the liability with having a brand in general. They want you to be consistent across the board, and that's just that's being in the public eye.
Feel me, and we don't have to talk about it if you don't want to. But I'm just curious, like with the Christian thing. But you can be Christian and still hook up with girls. Right? Or is that frowned upon?
I described it as kind of like you worked for a company when they said you can't wear jeans to the office, and I wore jeans to the office, and they're like, you can't work here anymore. Like that's the rules of because I was working in church.
And so people in church church aren't allowed to date?
Well, it's the same. That's everybody. That's why everybody,
where's the line?
all of my fans were trying to figure out because they go, what do we want? He's a single guy.
Can
Can he date one girl?
Yeah,
or can he date?
It's a weird.
What if he's
gray
just
area.
dating?
That's where we do the same thing with the liver game. Like where?
I would suggest that's had nothing to do with anything other than taking down somebody who was competent and in the public eye.
Then you don't like
Jealousy.
that. You don't. This
Some weird
guy's
shit.
up here. But the same with Andrew Tate or whatever. Not to compare ourselves to him in any way. Or they go, oh, everyone's here. He's up here now.
Have you noticed noticed the media? The mainstream media needs a villain, and now that Trump is kind of out, who are they? Who
Well,
are they
it was
turning
Rogan
on?
for a while.
It's
Who's
a
it
new-
now?
there's
Elon
new-
Musk.
Elon Musk
Have you
now.
read
Oh,
that?
yeah,
Have you read
dude.
this? How they call him a tyrant? What he's doing to Twitter?
But the
His
left
profound ignorance is
loved him for a
unbelievable.
long time.
Yeah.
And then now that
Yeah.
he's
Oh,
leaking
yeah.
the Hunter Biden. Have you seen the Hunter
Unbelievable.
Biden? Have you been following that
yes.
stuff?
And the New York
Yeah.
Times still won't cover
Not a
it.
word.
Forget New York Times. They're filth. The majority of major networks, because they're saying they're in cahoots with
It's
it,
unbelievable.
won't report it.
It's like how,
it breaks
how
your
much
heart.
how much more of your
Wild.
credibility do you want to lose? Just be objective.
That's why everybody
fucking
watches,
objective.
listens to podcasts. Really,
I know.
because everybody goes, "Nah, I don't trust it."
I agree.
And then, but I just want to make like a make a lot of sketches. I want to make like a alt left person with a Tesla because now they're like, but they can't get. They have a Tesla because they thought he stood for something that he never did.
Yeah. Well, listen,
And now they
came
have-
out. She was like, I sold my Tesla.
Hilarious.
Yeah,
I bought a Volkswagen.
I sold an American
The
car and
comments were
bought a
great.
German car.
The comments were like, you know who created Volkswagen, right? Nazis. She's all
best-
shit.
The best thing about I think
Or
TikTok,
Kanye wearing a mask.
Yeah, wild, dude.
Kanye wearing a mask. Not like but he's in a mask.
You think he's a little
His face.
crazy?
Yeah.
What medicine are you taking that turned you into a full-fledged Nazi?
That's a
what
different level.
What antidepressants do you take where
But
you're
like
like,
the-
I like Hitler?
But like the
Tough.
extremists, when he was on that show with Jones, that the extremists like, I agree with his opinions, but he has a mask on. Like they don't know how to feel
Oh, yeah,
about it. You know?
yeah.
So like, oh,
Well,
if only he was wearing
it
a
is
mask.
true that they
Here's
do,
that,
they do
mask
need.
mask.
Yeah, I mean, he's got gloves on. It's really weird.
That's a tough look.
You think it's
That's a
there's
tough
something he's clearly completely manic. Like there's something very wrong with
Yeah.
him.
UFC 282 is here, kids, and you want to make some bank, and you got to do it, my friends, at DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the UFC. This Saturday, it's a fun one. New customers can bet just $5 buckaroos. Pre-fight money line on any fighter to win and get $150 in free bets. If they do, check this out. Right now, everyone can earn up to 50% boost when you place a same-game parlay on UFC 282. These fights are fantastic, kids. You got your main event. You got Jan Blachowicz versus Magomed. You got Paddy Pimblett, Jared Gordon, Darren Till, Duplessis. You got Bryce Mitchell, Topuria. You got it all going down. If you want to make money, this way you should do it. You can't just bet on the favorite one. You got to put up 100 to win, 140 or whatever, if it's a minus 140. You got to parlay these things, and they boost your parlay. So let's say you're feeling froggy and you want to really up your boost game. You want to do a parlay like all the favorites, like Bryce Mitchell, Duplessis, Paddy Pimblett, and Magomed. You're going to make more money, all right? Because the likelihood of all four of them winning is not great, but that's the best way to make some bank, bro. Also, the Jan Blachowicz, if you do want to bet against the dog Jan, who's the former light heavyweight champion of the world, you might know him from beating Izzy. You might know him from beating a few guys. He used to be the light heavyweight champion of the world. Take the prop bet on him, winning via knockout under 2 rounds. That's a great bet. Odds are great too. All right? So get you some, man. Throw down on the parlay and download the app. Use the promo code FIGHTER. Bet $5 pre-fight money line on any fighter to win and get $150 in free bets if they do. That's code FIGHTER this Saturday at DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the UFC. Minimum age eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. Come watch the fight campaign watching UFC 282. That's this Saturday, 7 p.m. live on Thicccboy YouTube. Calbass Fight Companion with myself, Brian Callen, Sam Tripoli, and Frank Grillo, baby. Come get you some. The boys will be having a good time. Tune in. Friday, Fight Companion, Barstool, doing a collab, Thicccboy Barstool. It's going down, rough and rowdy. December 9th, this Friday, 5 p.m. Theo Vaughn, Don Cerrone, Rampage Jackson, and myself. We are going live at 5 p.m. on Thicccboy YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you tune in. And make sure you buy the pay-per-view. Seasons Beatings, Rough and Rowdy 19, Providence, Rhode Island. See you there, kids.
Well, I've seen in that case, we used to have a buddy from our high school that we would like in our group text. He was on Facebook and we were roasting him for like, look at him, look it up. And then somebody found out he had like a mental. And we go,
yeah.
Oh no, never mind, never mind. Oh, if you're like doing this for attention, then that's like. But if you're like off your meds, that's not funny to me.
Robert Sapolsky, who wrote a book called Behave, and he's a brain scientist.
Yeah.
He said, and I think this is true. He said, we're going to look back in 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, whenever it is. And we're going to go, God, do you remember how we treated Kanye? Remember how we treated that? Because he had that thing in his brain that we didn't know about.
And
but he had that fucking thing that was making it crazy. He said, we're going to find things, it's like schizophrenics back in the old days. You burn them at the stake because they were possessed by demons. Now, of course, we know it's a brain thing. But he said, the more we learn from the brain, we're going to realize that there are people that have psychotic breaks. And they are straight up. That's fucking straight up crazy.
Well, but I think it's crazy. But I think the biggest thing is if he's having one of these manic episodes, which I don't know if I subscribe to that, but because he's done stuff before that shock.
Well, you do have to be careful about making excuses, right?
That's what I'm saying. Because if he was saying whatever rap sucks or this rapper sucks, that's fine.
Yeah.
When you're anti-Semitic and you're posting Nazi symbols and stuff, that's like okay.
But then his daughter's wearing a Star of David. The whole thing.
But then also, here's my thing. If he's having a manic episode, right, we wouldn't have him on here.
Yeah.
Even though because we don't do anything for views, we wouldn't have him on
wouldn't
here.
profit off of that.
No.
If you
so those
knew
people
that,
give him a platform. It's like you got to take some responsibility here.
Yeah,
you know he's going through this. You know he's going to say some wild shit. You probably shouldn't give him a platform.
Yeah.
Just let him do his thing on his social media, but don't give him a huge platform.
Yes.
Did you see the same with like Antonio Brown?
Yeah.
From that he goes, he's at the surface, he looks doing things for it, and then you go, if he like has CTE,
he's got brain damage.
I'm not. I
don't want
that blood on my hands.
He was just in a standoff with the cops. It's insane.
Again?
Like a few days ago.
He's got brain damage. There's some.
But what about the
big wiener?
What's the guy the
sorry.
Say big wiener.
Just took his life, the like boy band singer.
Aaron Carter.
Yeah.
That he was a punchline on the internet for years.
Yeah, it was like the Nickelback of music.
Years. For years. Yeah. And that's how we talked before this podcast. Like we'll like roast other comics like privately amongst each other, but you will never hear me publicly say another to a fan or to like another comic sucks.
Me neither.
And
I never heard it.
And sometimes it's warranted, and I'll have people like, dude, are you gonna respond?
Yeah, I can hear it from me.
No,
I don't do that shit.
It's not what
I'll
I
say
do.
it to his face. I don't want to say it.
Yeah.
Their back.
But you said the episode with when y'all were confusing me with Carl Lentz, which is funny. But you said you saw him.
Yeah.
And you were like, hey,
I was going to his thing every Wednesday in Beverly Hills.
Yeah, at the church.
Yeah, the church. I go to the church. Yeah.
That's where I used to go.
That's right. Yeah.
And then I made fun. I was roasting.
Did you know him?
I know Carl. Yeah.
Really good guy.
It seems like a nice guy.
Yeah, that's the problem. You meet him, and because we had been friendly with each other, and then that came out, and you go, and I've been on the other side of it, and I go, it also doesn't do me any good to defend someone publicly.
Yeah.
So you caught, and
he probably was like, "Hey man, don't defend me."
Yeah, but I didn't want anyone to defend me either. Yeah, I go, hey, but I remember the people who trashed me. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, you remember that?
And you also remember the people that had your back, though.
For sure.
Yeah. That's when you know.
Yeah, that's when you know when you're at the bottom. When you're at the bottom.
That's when you fucking know.
Yeah, and you go, well, I don't. Where do you
just don't say anything if you're not going to?
When you go through destruction and people, you remember the people that never called you or texted you.
Yep. And it's so funny.
I'm such a loyal dog. I know the people that didn't call and text him. Yeah. I don't talk to them.
Yeah.
I don't even do shows with them anymore.
Well, clearly Brian's over it.
He's over it.
Yeah, clearly.
I'm over it.
Breaks out in hives.
If the apocalypse hits, I'm coming.
Well, people know. I think like now, of course, you get like your like very extreme people that do an extreme. But I would gather that for the most part, you find yourself being sympathetic with people that are getting crushed publicly.
Yes.
Same.
Yes.
Same.
Big time.
Same.
And I'm really sympathetic to someone who gets hate, right? I get a lot of hate.
Same.
So with like Liver King, I'm like, yeah, he fucked up. But for you guys dogpiling, I'm like, you guys suck.
Sometimes people are pieces of shit and they deserve it, right?
Like Harvey Weinstein
deserves it. Scumbag. He's a criminal who's in jail.
And
that's different.
He's in jail, right? Yeah.
Versus a guy that like the Liver King, kind of like I bet, because I've been to rehab, and you go to every day, every 2 days, maybe there's a new person that checks in. A new person checks in, and in essence, they're at the
That's a rock bottom.
There was a guy that was a pastor at a huge mega church, 20,000 people. They found out about some stuff. He's cheating on his wife. They came to his desk with a bag and go, we know about everything. If you check into rehab, we'll pay for it. If you leave right now, get in this car, go to the airport. And it's his life in a 5 minutes. And the next day you're sitting in rehab with a bunch of addicts and have nothing.
That's
that.
Nuts. And you went to rehab for what?
Well, I was just so scared. It was 2019. And I was drinking a lot.
I get it.
Drinking, depression.
Yeah.
Workaholism, narcissism,
do you talk to
sex.
Do you talk to your dad about this stuff?
Yeah.
What's because your dad's a pastor, so is he judgmental or
no,
is he pretty
dude,
cool?
No, anyone that
everybody's flawed, man.
Yes,
and everybody has a form of an alcoholism.
Everybody,
right?
yeah.
Like if you start judging people for if you've ever had experience with alcohol, real alcoholics, and I know you have.
Yeah.
It's a fucking hard thing to. You got to look. You realize you have something like that in yourself too.
Yep.
And you're just lucky you don't have a certain sometimes people have an alcoholism that's so beyond their control.
Yep.
And if it's booze, some people are workaholics, whatever it might be. But,
or some people like the attention from Instagram. The definition of addiction. Definition of addiction is repeated attempts to quit despite mounting consequences.
Wow.
This is my thing about phones. Like,
so
me and Mark were talking about this. Like, I think in like 10 years, people are like, God, you remember when people were just giving kids iPads or the social media was just a free for all?
They study, the engineers study something called persuasion technology at Stanford University. There is a science called persuasion technology. Those clicks and all that, it's like they call it a race down the brainstem.
Yeah. It's like gambling.
They're hitting your lizard brain, and you're just, and we all fall for it.
Well, my thing is the most disciplined people I know, the people I respect, I have a good work ethic, people that trump me, I see how addicted they are to their phones. I'm like, this is such a problem.
This is not good. Yeah. But there was a guy in rehab that was a professional baseball player in the major leagues, and he was addicted to video games. He was addicted to it.
Hilarious.
And he would baseball, they got like 3-4 game road trip. He would go never playing video. It's like everyone buys a carton of cigarettes, they buy a pack because they're like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
And I've had comics that come out on the road with me that buy a pack. Like, we stop and get a pack. I was like, dude, just buy a carton so we don't have to keep stopping.
You're gonna.
But he goes every road trip, 4 or 5 game road trip, get there first day, would go Uber to Walmart, buy an Xbox and a television and the games.
Damn.
And play. And then now
just leaving the hotel.
And never left the hotel, never practiced, never did anything. And then he would leave it there because he goes, I'm never doing it again. And every road trip he would do that.
I'm never playing these games again. Yeah.
But that's how addiction is.
Yes.
Because you go, I'm never doing it again.
You can't stop on your own.
No,
you need help.
No.
Yes. And people get that way with my comedy, and I want to thank people for coming out.
When you checked the rehab, you weren't addicted to like alcohol stuff.
No. I mean, I was just depressed.
You have an addictive personality?
I don't think so. No? I'm sober. I've been sober since that day.
Well, sex is a pretty, when it's available.
Yeah. But if you go, like, I was looking for something because I was a Christian. I still am a Christian, but I was publicly, like, everyone started to be like, I was making poor choices in my personal life since day one, but now everyone knew me as like a Christian, and I go, this is a kamikaze mission.
Yeah.
Because you're like Liver King, this is
got out of control.
This will, if I continue to get, I took these tour deals. It's a kamikaze. And I told my agents and managers that, I go, this is a kamikaze mission.
And they're like, shut up, get out there, make money.
Yeah, but I was also like, I go, one more tour deal, one more promoter deal.
Man, yeah.
Because I was like, I gotta, and then it's going.
For 10 points, you know what kamikaze means?
What?
Anyone?
Yeah, of course, Japanese fighter pilots who commit suicide by crashing their
No.
plane.
No,
What
what's
is
the
it- what does it
definition? We
mean?
know what
Kamikaze.
kamikaze is. No, there's a definition of it, though.
This is
You mean what's the English definition?
translation.
of
When we say
Japanese word?
kamikaze, what's it mean?
It means,
translation would be
it
the
means divine wind.
Divine wind?
does
And
it?
worthy kamikaze, here's another.
Hey, divine wind?
divine wind.
wind.
Divine
Here's
wind.
another
That's
question.
stupid.
Were the kamikaze pilots, were they volunteers or were they
No,
forced to do it?
Forced.
They were volunteers.
Oh, really?
Yes. And were they primarily?
Wow, what are we talking about? Pearl Harbor? What?
This is in World War II.
Okay, yep,
And
yep.
so
They're volunteers, huh?
yep. And were they college educated primarily or were they not college educated?
You're talking about something I've never thought about.
I know.
College
Pretty
educated.
interesting. They were.
Yeah.
They
Did
were.
they study for the most part
Okay.
math, science, and engineering, or did they study poetry
Give it a second.
and
Engineering.
things? Engineering. They were artists. They studied art,
Yep.
poetry, literature.
Oh, because like romantic.
It would exactly. And
Yeah.
they would write. They would always write a haiku poem to their family before they went. It was a whole ritual, fucking whole ritual.
Man, not to get dark on you guys, but I was reading this guy who he was a principal, and he got in a altercation with his wife. She had 2 daughters. He was like their father, but they weren't his blood kids. He got an altercation, yelling match. She calls the cops saying he's hitting me. He's never hit anybody in his life. He's been a principal for like 30 years. He goes to jail. Then it comes out, he hit his wife, blah, blah, blah. She's like, oh my God, like we were talking about, once the toothpaste comes out, there's no going back. Like when you cancel somebody, you're like, oh, I didn't know he's going to be homeless. Like, how'd you think this was going to go? Same thing with this guy.
How'd you think that was gonna go?
She calls, gets the cops there, says he's hit me, didn't touch her. She didn't realize how bad it was going to get for him. He lost his job. He's on leave.
Yep.
So she's calling, like, I made that up. I was just out of control. I was trying to hurt him the worst I could. He didn't lay a hand on me. He never has. He's the most gentle guy in the world. He loses his job, everything. This dude goes on Facebook, writes a suicide note, kills himself.
Fuck. You can't do that, dude.
I hate to
Can't
get darker.
kill yourself.
I read that
Yep.
and was just like,
Dang it.
but you got to know that.
I feel like you're looking for a reason.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Well,
I know you lost your
no,
job.
he probably saw the
Shame?
people who commit suicide.
Shame?
No, they see no way out.
No way
the
out.
cloud, they
Yeah.
don't. The cloud's blocking the sun, and they believe in their hearts that the cloud's never going to go
can't-
away.
yeah, yeah.
But to
And
do
it's
that over that,
temporary.
you'd have to have
Temporary.
depression, right? Like you'd.
In the moment.
That's
in the
called
moment.
hopelessness and despair.
Yeah.
So, because what happens is all you have is your reputation.
Yeah.
All you have is your career.
Yeah.
Now you can't provide for your family.
Yeah.
You've been in jail.
Can't be-
and
get
the,
better.
the
Yeah.
future, everything you had, all the plans you had for the future,
Yeah.
especially your reputation, everything is shattered.
Gone. Yeah.
And now you have nothing.
Yeah.
And you don't see a way out.
That's
One of the
yeah.
things about chaos.
Yep.
I've been there.
Same.
Is that you're in the middle of a rowboat and you don't have a paddle and the sea is raging and there's no land in sight and you have no idea how to get
Yep.
back. And the only thing you can do is
And
go.
yeah.
The only thing I held on to is I go, all right, look, I know I'm a good person. I know
Yeah.
I'm innocent. Let me see now who the fuck I really am.
How to play
If
this
I'm gonna
out.
die,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna die like they're gonna kill me.
Now taking me down
Also,
like this.
who's gonna row the boat with you?
I got to take me down like this.
Come on, baby.
Come on,
Come
dog.
on, baby.
I had a big ass oar.
Yeah,
Okay,
you did.
yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah.
did.
Fuck my crap
Well,
too.
you go in the
Fuck my crap too. And we just went in circles. So I only brought one row, which is like
But
this.
we
I'm
were
like,
still,
hey,
but that
fucking get
guy.
another row.
We
You
talked
do.
about that guy that was off the cruise ship. Remember we talked about
dude.
that last week. This week, there was an article that came out. He goes, he made up his mind. He was absolutely determined to live.
God.
But that makes sense, does it
power.
not?
Fuck yeah.
That's the power.
Because if you go, oh no, it's done.
Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah.
15 hours. You go, there must have been. You go 15 hours.
They said he was kicking
He
off
was
sharks.
absolutely.
Yeah.
What?
I swear,
Really?
no, yeah, I promise. He was like, I was so scared because the sharks were starting to swarm.
Come on.
He had
Yeah.
to kick a few of them.
But you know
might
that-
exaggerate
you go-
that for
I
a
know, I
Lifetime
believe
movie,
it.
but still, I'd watch it.
Stories because when you go,
Jesus, what
when
a
I
mess.
when I so like
They were nurse sharks, but
so everybody when I was in rehab, I got just stacks of mail every day. Just I don't even know how they found out where I was. And everybody's letter was the same. Everybody's letter goes, "Hey, when I was 25, I got a DUI and got fired.
Yeah.
Hey, when I was 30, I worked at so
like
and so,
people
and I
giving
lost
you like
encouragement.
oh, gotcha.
Because everybody had been to the bottom.
Did you
Yeah.
get
They
my
all
dick
been to
pics,
the bottom.
or
Did I what?
Did you get my dick pics?
You
I
get
sent?
something. You get something from
Because
that.
and now like when I was in rehab and Sam Hunt which is a buddy of ours. He's a country singer.
Great country. One of the
got
best.
got a
One of Chin's
DUI.
favorite.
Got a DUI. And I go, we got to find him. We got to find him, and we got to tell him to stay on earth.
Yeah.
Just because
Yes.
when I was at the bottom, everybody knew. They go, I know what that feeling is. And I'm also 15 years or 10 years or 3 years. I mean,
it gets
dude,
better.
They go, I'm compelled
Keep fighting.
to find where this guy is on this planet. And there was like, my sister was like getting notes from friends that were like coworkers. They were like, if this is gonna make me cry. They go, if you know John, find him.
Yeah.
And tell him.
Yeah.
And that saved my whole life.
Yeah.
And now all I want to do is do that.
because you were helping somebody else.
Yes.
And that's what's amazing. Here's the other thing that they have found. Forget religion even, but like, and I appreciate that story because psychologically, you're way happier when you stop thinking about yourself.
Oh, way happy.
The other thing I learned is that I swear to God, man, it rewired my brain because I stopped worrying about myself a lot of times.
Yeah,
I was like,
dude, yeah, who cares?
I said to my father one time, and I really meant it. I go, I'm not afraid to die.
Me neither, dude.
And he said, he got really nervous. I go, I'm not saying I'm suicidal.
Yep.
Know this about me. I'm not afraid to fucking die. I used to be afraid. I'm still afraid. Okay, I'm not. But you know what I'm saying is like you get braver. But what really helped me too was listening to Jordan Peterson's lectures on the Bible.
Yeah.
And about how anytime you are cast into the desert, you got to still have faith. And when you don't have faith, that's what it is. So the metaphors in the Bible, the metaphors for anybody, and anybody who I've admired has come up against themselves and faced
darkness.
I don't think anybody survives. I don't think anybody escapes if you're alive long enough. And if you're really trying for something, I don't think anybody escapes the chaos, the flood,
I don't think so.
and loss.
Yeah.
I don't.
We also don't respect those people. Like, what's America love more than anything? Comebacks.
Yeah. Or somebody that overcame
Think about every movie.
But it has
every
to,
movie's
it has
a
to,
comeback.
exactly. It's the hero's journey.
Yeah.
The hero's journey is you fight.
Yeah.
The monster you're going to fight in every movie, you don't have any weaponry for. It's so overwhelming.
You
We all
gotta
go,
figure out, there's
holy
no
fuck.
way.
He's about to fight a dragon.
no
Holy
way.
shit.
Well, it's
Can't
also
do it.
compared
That's
to
what you're-
UFC. Like, I won't co-sign a guy till I see him lose a round.
There
It's
you go.
not going his way.
Yeah.
When they're just dominating, I go, I can't do it yet.
We don't know.
With
We don't
Anthony
know.
Joshua, until he fought Vladimir Klitschko, I was like, I'm not willing to say he's the greatest right now. I just can't. And then he gets knocked down. I'm like, let's see what he does. Fires back. I'm like, well, now I can vouch for that guy.
you go.
And
He
everybody
has some
and,
fighting.
yep.
And what
just
bummed me
kinda-
out about your sorry to interrupt
Go ahead,
you.
no, go ahead.
What bums me out your situation is, and I'll get emotional, is I thought we were all gonna fight, man. I
Yeah.
thought we were what happened?
Yeah.
I thought we were all gonna fight.
Right.
Where did you guys go?
Right.
You left us.
Well, we weren't a community.
No.
We weren't
Yeah,
friends.
You guys were
Turns
only
out we
our
never
friends
were.
because we could help you.
Yeah.
And then when we needed your help at the most, you guys are nowhere to be found. Even to this fucking day. Fuck you.
But you got to forgive.
sure.
People are afraid.
And
and they don't know.
I don't hold
And everybody
resentment.
Sometimes they don't
everybody has
know.
their own story.
I don't hold.
Don't know.
Yeah.
I don't hold resentment. I don't even think about it. To be
Yeah.
honest with you, but also fuck you.
Yeah.
You
Is
know,
that,
like-
is that whiteboard out there? Is that people that you hate? There was
Yeah, it's a
at the
whole
door?
list.
Okay, so you don't just public stuff
No,
here,
no,
but you do have.
But I have boards.
Okay, yeah,
When
got
I
it,
write
got
it down,
yeah,
I
yeah.
feel better.
Who's the guy with the
You're like,
lipstick
why are
and
some
Billy Madison?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
And he's got
You're
one of
like,
those
why are
pop-
some X'd out? I'm like, well,
And he's got one of those Bob things where he's just twisting his head.
yeah.
You're like, well, it's true. It doesn't like.
What did your dad say when you're going through all this?
Dude, it was.
And he's a good dad, I assume.
Yes,
Aren't you like
dude.
one of like 19?
One of 8. Yeah. First guy there.
one of 8.
First guy there, dude. Yeah, come on. Anybody that, like, in when you go into the wildest story, I mean, the people come into rehab that have killed people, like unbelievable consequence of actions. But you hear the story from childhood to there. And again, I don't think anyone on this podcast has ever defended anyone's behavior or had let anyone off the hook for wrongdoing.
No.
But you hear the story from birth to what they did, and you go, I get it.
Yes.
That's
get
it.
the-
I get it. And if you haven't,
Theo's told me, he's like, yeah, come to some of these AA meetings with me. He's like,
Yep.
because A, you get material.
I bet we've been
He's
to-
like,
we've been.
Yeah, and Theo's
Yeah.
like, B, the stories, man, you'll
Yeah.
have. He's like, you're a compassionate dude, but you meet these guys,
Yeah.
dude.
So you'd love this.
I would be giving out money. I'm like, hold
Yeah,
on,
you would.
before we
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
I'm in Naples.
me
I'm
write
in
you a
Naples
check.
and I'm ho-humming it. Just having a tough one. I was just having
Naples? Why?
I don't know.
Oh, I'm gonna.
Why is exactly right, but I'm complaining about some shit.
is
I was
nice.
a little down about something, but
You're not selling tickets like Kevin
no,
Hart?
I actually sold well this weekend.
I know, but
It's like it was sold out,
Yes.
but like they weren't laughing like they were. Yeah.
I was just I
get a standing
went
ovation?
back. I
It was
went
tough,
back in my
dude.
Rolodex and I got mad at my I let the demons come in.
Yeah.
Get in
It's okay
there.
to do
I
that.
know,
Yeah.
but I was like,
Long time coming, Daddy.
Yes, my wife's there with my baby and everything's good, and it's Naples and the weather's great.
Yeah.
And I fucking
And you were with our
dude,
boy eating good food.
Yes,
You let him out.
I call my boy who's got cancer.
Okay.
And
complaining
his
to him?
mom answers the phone. So I'm down. I call my boy. He's got cancer. His mom answers. She's crying, and he's dying. And I say, "How you doing?" He goes, "I'm struggling." I go, "But I'm doing the best I can," because we would talk all the time.
And you're like, "Cool, listen, I'm in Naples."
Because we went through this. He got cancer, and I went through this thing. So we were like,
bonded.
we would talk all the time. And so I said,
I know this gentleman.
Cameron Booth, one of the best guys.
Have I met him?
He was the guy who was my dad's caddy.
Oh,
My
yeah,
dad-
yeah.
and,
Yeah.
and part of the family. He was
Yeah.
part of the family
Yeah, yeah.
because we got so close to him. And he's just a
dad's
beautiful
rich.
human
Dad's
being
a
and a
rich.
hell of a that's not him. He's 30. He was 38 years old.
Is
He's
he Canadian?
38 years
Bryan,
old.
is that
and
Walt
beautiful, beautiful guy. But anyway, so long story short, he died 3 hours later.
Oh no.
And so here I am. So I'm talking to my buddy who's clearly in crazy pain.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And then I look over. I look over, and there's a woman. She's in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Her husband's this burly guy with 3 kids, and he's doing everything. She's never going to walk again. He's got her, and he's got the 3 kids, and he's got a smile on his face, and so does she. And I looked at my wife. I go, "What was I fucking?
I'm done.
What was I complaining
I'm
about?
done.
What bitching was I doing?
Yeah,
Like,
but
shut
that's easy
the
to say,
fuck
but it's
up.
all
I know.
it's all perspective, right? It's like
Yeah.
in your world, like
But
that's
that's
a big
why
deal.
AA is good, because you go there and you have these. Right? You
When I
get
did
this
it,
perspective.
I would go all my shows. There was like the lighting's not right, the sound guy didn't do this, and when I was in rehab, I was like, if I could ever do stand up again for 2 people,
Nice.
I go. I'm never. You're gonna never hear a word from me. And everybody that worked with me prior, employees were like, "This guy was a dick, dude, talking about me."
Yeah.
You
And they're-
were?
or it's not. I just
that.
very just
About
taking
you.
it out
About
on
you.
everybody.
About you.
Yeah.
Things don't go right.
But anybody that, I mean, I always say, like, dude, I looked the devil in the eye. I looked him in the eye.
Yes.
And I go, anybody that didn't, y'all should have killed me when I was down there.
Yeah.
Because now, I
what
really
I'm
do
saying.
feel like that. Yeah.
Yes.
And now I'm getting now.
If you're a
now,
stock,
But
I
aren't you
would
a
invest.
fundamentally different person? 'Cause I
100%
am.
different person.
I'm a
100%.
fundamentally different person
100%.
in many ways, like in just my outlook in life. Because when you're young or when things are worked out, you believe that the laws of the universe, like there's an arrogance to anybody in life
Ignorance
who
is
hasn't
bliss.
had to come up against themselves
I'd look it in the eye.
and hasn't lost everything. Like,
And when you
this-
lose, when you hold, like, let's say it's your cars or your career or your relationships or your whatever, and that's all you have, and it all gets taken.
Yeah.
All of it, and then you go, oh. And it takes a while. It's not overnight, but you go, oh, I'm now, because I was so scared on.
No, I'll tell you, you were walking around just like everybody else, like this. When you walk around, and in your mind, you won't admit it, in your mind, you actually believe you're one of God's favorites.
Yeah, 100%.
You're one of God's
100%.
favorites.
Yeah,
and then the flood
I've
hits,
never
and you
thought
go, oh shit, no, God doesn't have any favorites here.
Oh yeah.
I think for you and Chris going through it, like you guys are both matured.
Yes.
Like, I don't call
Yeah.
you Peter Pan anymore. Like now you're acting your age, which bums me out.
Well, that's a bummer though.
Yeah.
well, but I think you go through something like that. Like you just
Yeah, you want
grew up.
to keep your silliness though.
Yeah.
You want to keep your silliness. You want to be a silly goose.
Yeah.
But
I
also,
tried to
what
do
did we
that.
tell you? Like when you came back to find a kid, like you'd call me like, man, it's just not what we used to. I'm like, it's all good, dude. We just got to
Different
keep
person.
doing it.
Chin.
You're
Yeah.
gonna
Fucking
come back.
Chin too. I love that guy
Like
right
you're
there.
gonna most
Yeah.
loyal guy we got. But it's also like we talked about. Like I was like, don't worry, the silliness can come back. That's
Well,
us, man.
you're a tough guy, man.
Yeah, you don't wanna-
Yeah.
You know, Brendan's a tough fucking dude. Like,
Yeah.
not just physically, but like you're a very tough guy.
Mm.
Like you have the ability to. I mean, I don't know.
If you just
fight
watching
him,
it from the
yeah.
outside, which I know, like
Yeah.
we know of each other as
Yeah.
comics,
Yeah.
that we like to watch. You go, God,
Yeah.
that guy's getting it.
Yeah.
Really? And you go,
Well, tough. You'd have to kill him.
You got to be. You got to
kill
kill.
him.
You better put a bullet in his head.
And
otherwise,
he's never going away.
My haters
No,
like
he's never
this,
gone away.
My haters like kill.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, good luck.
But you realize
Good luck.
after all that stuff is like oh, the people on Twitter are like, they got a gun to your head, and then you realize they're shooting blanks.
Yeah.
Like
They're not even shooting blanks. They're shooting the thing that goes boom.
you go,
It's just
yeah,
fake.
well, like a confetti,
boom.
and you go, oh.
Monkeys in the trees.
But I was,
Chattering.
but those, whenever, dude, I remember the first time somebody said something critical of me, right when I was starting to kind of riot, and it took me
You
down
came up fast though.
very fast, like in a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was selling, arenas, and there was like,
Yeah, you thought I came up fast? He destroyed.
yeah,
me.
like a year.
destroyed.
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Here and crushed it.
But then you go, it was so scary because I was like, this whole house of cards here is gonna be,
Gotta keep
because this is
writing.
all I have. And then you go, oh, dude, I'll be criticized for being here on this.
Did you become?
course. Of
course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Did you
But
get more? Did you get more religious?
I would say I'm way more of a Christian now than I was before.
Yeah.
Way more.
How so?
Well, I mean,
I guess when even I shouldn't even ask that question because I don't really know Christianity. Like
Well-
I couldn't know I didn't know you couldn't DM girls and like date
Well,
girls.
but faith.
Well, yeah.
Every religion has restrictions, right?
Yeah.
But I think what religion should do, whether you're Christian or whatever, is, and this is what I really, really try to live now,
Yeah.
is truth. Like you can't fucking lie to
Yeah, yeah,
yourself,
yeah.
to the people closest to you, because you will pay a price for that.
coming for you. Yeah.
And so that leads me, like, I do believe in truth, and I do believe in truth with a capital T now.
Yeah.
That's something that
true. Yeah.
you understand? Like that, that to me is like, again, it's like, you will never get away with anything.
You know what's crazy?
You'll never get away with that.
And sidetrack here. You know your eyelid surgery's finally paying off.
Somebody said that too. Somebody said,
Oh,
you
I-
look
when
so
you're
much
talking
better.
like-
oh, the eyelids, sir. I've heard some people get
Yeah,
that.
it was a nightmare. But
Yeah.
it's really paid off. You don't have bags in your eyes. The tops are looking
I'm a
light.
down here, or up
God.
here.
Both.
You got it both.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't know he did this. You know, they did.
got 'em
Do
done.
you know that?
Oh, and I knew they did.
I didn't know that.
No, that's why your eyes were so fucked
I thought they were only taking the skin here. They took skin from down here too,
Yeah.
which I didn't know.
Didn't touch the
I
nose,
said,
though. Didn't touch the nose.
I said to him,
Can't touch the nose.
Jason, I go, did you take, how much did you take off? Just a little bit. He goes, kind of a lot. I was like, oh.
It's finally paid off.
Yeah,
Don't squint like
I'm
that.
a good-looking
Because
guy,
You make me look
dude.
bad.
The
Good-looking
thing
guy.
is-
Good-looking guy.
But go back to so how'd you get more Christian?
Well, because like the
By the way,
if you go to any there are obviously the news is full of Christian and Catholics and not to single them out, but doing horrific things, but like
the Catholic Church,
80 I've read like 80% of the philanthropic donations in this country were from Christians. If you were in a city and lost, go to a church.
Yes.
Again, there's humans in them, so it's not. But a
100%.
church, they will help you,
Yeah.
and they will give you. They will try their best.
Yeah.
These people live great atrocities has been committed in the name of religion.
It doesn't mean it's all bad though.
No, and to like for me to go like you go through this experience, and then you could either go. I could easily, and you could, both of y'all could go alt left or alt right. Could go atheist or double down in Christianity.
Yep.
You could go to either extreme. Oh, I'm anti-cancel culture, alt-right guy, or screw religion, I'm atheist. Like, but be smarter. Like, some of it's good, some of it's bad. But to carry this, I'm going to think for myself. And the Christians kept me on earth. Christian people
I
kept me on
believe
earth.
that.
And is your
I believe
family
that.
still majority
100%.
heavy Christian?
But Christianity
also has-
people are flawed.
All of them.
But it also has something called redemption and forgiveness.
Yeah.
And redemption and forgiveness is a very powerful thing. It's what I said about your enemies.
Yeah.
The most radical thing about Jesus Christ, the most radical thing
know,
is
I
he
already
said,
know what you're about to say.
love your enemy.
Yeah.
Turn the other cheek. That's a radical concept.
But he didn't have social media back then.
I know.
Yeah,
not
he
just
didn't have
sell all
Twitter.
not just sell all your goods and give
have
the money to
YouTube,
the
though.
poor,
Yes.
but
If that is if you believe in the Bible or not, if that is a true story, that he was hanging on the cross and he said, "Forgive them, for they don't know what they're doing."
yes.
That
And you think it's a true story?
I do. That is an unbelievable. That is an
Nuts.
unbelievable. And I want to
Yeah.
crush people that tweet at me. I
Well,
want to kill them.
But I just think it's interesting that we're still talking about that
Yeah.
2,500 years later.
Also that.
Think about
What's the
that.
best example we got?
But it still bears relevance. So see when
you go into a comedy store tonight, every comic's saying a joke about Jesus. Every one of them.
I'm sure.
Every one of them.
I'm sure.
Still relevant.
Well, he's the most famous guy.
Because you lay your head on the pillow at night.
Yeah,
and
number
you go,
one selling jersey of all time.
But
Something about
the
that.
the Bible has been relevant for so long. You have to. Yes, there are contradictions and flaws.
Sure.
I'm not a Christian, but it's got something to offer.
yeah.
It stood the standard
selling
test of
point, yeah.
time. You know,
I'll
that's
tell
the
you
lesson.
when my grandma's super religious. She
Yeah.
judged me because I wouldn't go to church as much as she would like.
Yeah.
And when she was about to pass away, she was so excited.
Yeah.
Like crunk.
Yeah.
Like she was getting into the hottest club in Miami.
Yeah.
Like she couldn't wait to get in.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'm so jealous of that.
Well, it is. If there's a church, we drove up here from Irvine. We passed 5,000 churches.
For sure.
It must be. You look at it's a bad comparison, but you look at cocaine. You're like, it must be doing something for you.
Well, all human beings. They say, I've heard this. All human beings are religious. All of them.
Yeah.
Now you might be religious about science. You might be religious about you might pray to the God of
Oh,
rationality.
you got to worship something.
You might be.
Yeah.
You might
Yeah, you gotta
pray to the
worship
God
something.
of atheism.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
Might pray to the God of yourself.
But that's the biggest thing people
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
called
yeah,
an
yeah.
arson.
The number one lesson in the old, and certainly in the King James Bible, is that what were the Israelites constantly punished for by God? Worshiping false idols.
Yeah.
When they said, "We want a king," He goes, "You want a king? I'm
Yeah.
the king. All you need is the commandments. You're
Yeah.
fine." They're like, "No, we want a king." And He said, "Okay, if that's what you want." It was one thing. So worship of man, worship of money, worship
Yeah.
of status, worship of power,
Yeah.
worship of anything was always in at least the Abrahamic religions, which is
Yeah.
Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, always considered.
See, I think religion should almost be like picking your college major. Because I want to get more
yeah.
educated on it, go through,
Yeah.
and then decide.
Sorry. It's too late for him. He's.
You're going to hell. bro.
Yeah. Sorry, we should have said that up top.
Hey, bro.
Yeah,
Oh,
sorry.
no. You
Sorry.
hell.
You see, yeah.
no,
Sorry,
yeah,
that was
dude.
confusing because
Oh, no,
we
sorry.
we gave him hope a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Sorry.
You pillared right now with some Holy Ghost
Oh, no,
power.
I don't want in
You
on your-
pillared with some Holy Ghost power.
I don't want
right
in
now.
on your ship. I started a cult.
No, but you pillared
I
with some
started
Holy
a cult.
Ghost power.
I started a cult.
Huh?
We started-
I'll tell you what I'm going to do.
cult.
When I get up to
sorry,
heaven,
I started a cult.
When I get up to
Kool-Aid
heaven,
anybody?
no, see, when I get up to
See
heaven
what I'm
though,
doing
because I
there?
love you, I'm gonna say a little
You
prayer.
put in a good word for me?
Put a little good word.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. Hey, I'm gonna go. Holy Father, can you make it not as hot for him?
Are you going to be up there first before him?
At the end of the day,
100%.
I got a full heart and clear eyes. Bro.
Oh yeah.
Although I'm bigger, I'm
right,
like a
you're right.
Great Dane. You're more of like a
Yeah.
Chihuahua thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just saying you're a
say
smaller
a
dog.
Chihuahua.
That's the best example.
Yeah, but don't say
Oh, my
Chihuahua.
dog comes today. My
Cane
pup comes
Corso.
today at 5 o'clock.
Cane Corso.
Cane Corso.
Cane Corso.
Kanye
good on
Corso.
Kanye, not Kanye. Don't say Kanye.
Don't say comment.
Kanye.
No, I bought it from Kanye. Yeah.
That's bad. That's
Yeah.
bad. That's
I got
not
German
Well,
Shepherd from Kanye.
everybody kind of like.
I'll send you a picture of him, Jim.
That's a good looking dog.
Yeah, you have
That,
dogs?
that one looks like a
You got
giant
dogs?
panther.
I don't have any dogs. No.
No dogs, no kids.
Oh, nothing.
Well, you're still young. How old are you?
Yeah,
He's my
38,
age.
38.
Dude, we're Pisces bros.
Are we?
March 20th, March 18th.
I've never pounded somebody for that, but
Dude.
I'll take it first time.
Well,
Don't you think everybody gravitates toward it's uncomfortable to be worshipped when somebody's like, I'm a super fan. You're like, oh, that's awkward. But I want, like, I've met guys that that have impacted me in a certain way, authors, musicians, even athletes that I go, dude, I enjoy, I love watching. And he's like, oh, it's like I'm uncomfortable. But a man is naturally made to worship,
Yes.
to
Yes.
go. Even
Yes.
Chris Martin from
Yes.
Coldplay. I was like, dude, I've been in some dark places, and his music
Oh, interesting.
might be stolen from. But I go, dude, you have saved me. Not,
Yeah.
I mean,
Did you
I
say
know
that
what
to
you
him?
no, but it's
You want to.
Yeah, but it would be. I've
And
said
he'd be
it.
like, okay.
It'd be like, ugh. But so would y'all.
Springsteen was that way for me. I mean, honestly.
But it's
when I was
uncomfortable.
lost and I didn't want to.
Yeah.
He kind of, I don't know, brought me
Which
closer
song?
to what. All his songs, it just brought me closer to what.
There's my dog.
Oh,
Dog,
dude, that's a
dude.
fucking
That is a
gorgeous.
Isn't he
Good
cute?
dog. So
He's
cute.
11 weeks old there.
Damn, that's
You know,
a
and I
great
told the
dog.
guy, I go, I'll pay you extra if you don't clip his ears. He goes,
Yeah.
we only clip ears and tails here. Because it's a show dog.
I like
dog.
it. I
Yeah.
like the clips.
His
I
name-
know people get mad, but I like that look.
His name's
Look at him.
Rip. from Yellowstone.
Damn,
Yeah,
he's
I
good
like
looking.
that.
Yeah.
Good looking dog.
He's head of security. My kid,
It's almost
kid-
like that. Almost looks like a lion.
my kids don't know. My girl doesn't know. My girl does not want a dog.
So you're just gonna show up?
He's showing up at 5 o'clock. I'm going to say, hey, man, this is what we're doing
Okay.
Tonight?
today.
Oh,
The breeders. in San
that
Jose.
like wouldn't don't you would say this like showing that for another human, giving that dog to like someone on Twitter saying, "Oh, it seems so."
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Like the best part of my entire weekend is my little nephew who lives out here. He is a Rams fan, and I go, "What does he want for Christmas?" His mom said he wants he loves the Rams, and I'm like jersey, pants, shoulder pads, wristbands, gloves, helmet.
What jersey did you get him?
How old is he?
Cooper Cup?
Cooper Cup, yeah. He's
Wow.
3, 4.
It'd be funny if you were like he's 25.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah.
No, he's 32 years old.
It's odd. But to give, that was the best part of it. To give,
nothing bad.
I go, and I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait to give it to provide
I
that
woke up with
happiness
butterflies. I can't wait.
to another person. You should,
My son, he's not going to go to jiu-jitsu. He's like, why, Dad? I'm like, you'll see.
And that's
then
you
guys
the
went,
same
"Oh, wow."
when
He's
you
gonna
were.
lose his mind.
Yeah, and that dog's
Yeah. But wouldn't you say that you called your friend with cancer because when you've been to the bottom, you know that's the way out.
Dude,
You know that's you called.
You know, a lot of people didn't call him.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes, a
Even
lot of
on
people.
death's doorstep?
Nobody wants to be around. It's very natural.
It's depressing.
Yeah.
What happens
very
when you're
natural.
dying
Yeah, it's true.
is it's very sad, but it's very natural. What happens when you're getting very old, what happens when you're dying, is that people stop calling because
Yep.
you remind them of
Their-
their mortality.
yep.
And I made sure I always called that motherfucker.
I think that's even with like cancel culture, like a comic who's not selling where their podcast isn't hot, like you won't get as many calls.
Yeah.
People are like, I'm
that's
crushing it. I'm good
Hollywood.
right now. Yeah.
How do you feel with your conscience wise that you use that cancer story as your closer that night? Is that
You know what? And,
You're
You
good
use him
with
as
that?
a bit.
yes.
I mean that.
sold
I
merch.
mean
because I turn a
sold merch.
negative
Boy, so-
into a
You sold
positive.
merch.
Yeah.
He would say you're honoring him.
Negative into
Yeah.
a positive.
He got
That's
to,
what I do.
yeah.
All right.
Heck of a
and I
closer,
said
though.
that to him.
Yeah.
Well, my buddy was dying, and I fucking said he was a comic, Sam Brown, and I left him a message. I wrote him a thing. I go, dude, listen, because he was dying, and so
Yeah.
his wife was going to read him the note, and I don't think she ever got to. I think unfortunately, but I wrote him a note, and I go, I love you, man. I'm thinking about you, and not to be a dick, but you're not using your material, and it's so fucking good.
Hate to
I
be
go,
shit.
can I have it?
Can you just send that my way?
She was like, "You're such a sick fuck." I go, "He'll love this."
It's a lot though when you got because
love
when my uncle was my North Star when he was passing away, my aunt Sophie texted me was like, "Hey, write your uncle an email. He's gonna go in the next few here.
Yep.
Write an email and I'm gonna read it to him right now."
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So I wrote him this long email, and Tiger wasn't born yet. I was like, "My son's middle name's gonna be yours. Can you type the
Yeah.
packs?"
Yeah.
So you write the whole the email. I don't want it too long because you know how long he has. So I was
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
give the cliff notes. What I was trying to do.
Tighten up that bit a little bit.
And then, I had to cut
400
the
page
fat. I had
novel.
to cut the fat.
Chapter
then,
4.
But at the
to
end,
the
I
closer.
said, love you. Hopefully, I'll see you up there. And then I put, sorry for the grammatical errors. I struggle with this stuff. Tell my dad. He's blaming it on him. He sent me to public school. She was like, this is the first
Unbelievable.
laugh he's
Yep.
gotten.
Yep.
months.
That's laughter's fucking.
It is. Well, I tell a story in my show. There's a comic named Mark Lowry, who's an older comic, Christian comic. He said the best joke he ever told. He was in the hospital when they're very religious. He was in the hospital when his mom died. Him and his dad were both there right before she died. You have like a kind of a moment of clarity before death, like a little bit of a.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, "I think I see lights," and she passed away. True story. I think I see lights. Passed away, and him and his dad. There he is. Him and his dad were driving home from the hospital. No one had said a word. And his dad goes, "I can't believe Mom said, I think I see lights." And he looked at his dad and goes, "You think it was flames?" That's an unbelievable.
That's a great joke.
Great joke.
Yeah,
dude.
great
That's an
joke.
Unbelievable
Yeah,
joke.
That's what you want to do.
Because it's so like this. When people. I mean, I got canceled. It was like one of my buddies. We were in rehab, and he cheated on his wife and burned his whole life to the ground and lost his job and everything. And we were crying together and every night, and it was horrible. And I was starting to feel better after like 3 weeks. I was starting to feel like, maybe I can, I was starting to feel optimistic,
yeah.
and light came back to my face. And he put his arm around me one day. He goes, "Hey, dude, it looks like you're doing really well in here, but I just want to let you know don't take suicide off the table just yet.
We're not out of the States yet.
And I go,
that's great.
you don't understand how therapeutic that was.
That's all I would do. Like
Gosh,
Will Sasso was the best at that.
Yeah,
like Will's dad had throat cancer, and he loved his father. His dad was amazing, and he had a very special bond with him. And I said, I'm sorry, man. And he goes, no, it's okay. He's a steel horse. He's stubborn, he's just a man. And he's just, getting him help and stuff. And I go, all right, buddy. And we had a talk, and I love him, And right before I go, and hey, I don't want you to get this in your head either, because don't think that if you had been more successful as an actor, maybe, and if you were working more, that the stress wouldn't have caused that, so I'm sure it had nothing to do with that. And he goes,
he's dying, dude.
of course. He's like, but wait, why would you say that? I go, no, I'm saying not to think that. That's all.
He would always we would go to these AA meetings, and there was the rafters up there, and he would go, hey, dude, to hang myself from. He's like, hey, dude, he would always
bad spot.
He would always point. He would always grab. He goes, nah, it's not gonna hold. Everywhere we went.
Well, he's awesome.
Gosh, dude,
you need
but
that
if you have been to the bottom,
yes, bro.
People that we've done.
You know what my father said? Do you know what my dad the day as I'm leaving, my father goes, stay close to the people that are that love you. I go, yeah, I will. And he goes, I got to change my last name. That's awkward. and I was blown away. I go, I can't get any worse than this. He goes,
yeah.
It can.
Yes, it can.
Yeah, it can.
Sure yes, it can.
Yeah,
you ever heard of a brain tumor? He goes he just drove off. I'm like, all right, there
Don
it is.
Marrero say? He goes,
Had a good run.
there's even wiggle room at rock bottom.
Dude,
even rock bottom has wiggle room.
I was with my dad when his best
Hilarious.
friend died at the funeral. This guy's making this speech about the guys up there going, all I see is nothingness now.
Yeah.
Because you have left us. And my father goes, are you kidding me with this guy?
Yeah.
This is what we're going to do? This guy, I'm so depressed listening to this
I'm gonna
shit.
kill myself.
My dad got up and told jokes.
Fucking
told jokes.
I think
He roasted his friend.
So, John, tell me, so as a Christian comic, how's it work? So, with your material, I assume no cussing, right?
No, I don't cuss. Yeah,
But even coming up, like at Comedy Works and some of the other venues, you wouldn't cuss.
I just started, I don't blame anybody. I said, I called my brother a butthead one time when I was little, and my mom washed my mouth out with soap.
Wow.
Literal real, that's in the Christian, coming up in the 90s, that's how discipline worked. So I was just I first went to a comedy club because I thought I wanted to do it. I went to open mic night, and I heard guys publicly swearing. And I was like,
this is insane.
Is the manager not here? Or I was like,
somebody get some soap.
I was just shocked that they were doing that, but not because that's just how I was raised.
Yeah.
So I'm just and when I moved out here to become a comic, and I was trying to get rid of everything Christian in my show, and kind of just be and then I started doing these Christian. They were like, dude, we need every comic being them.
Yeah.
We don't
do a version.
And I was I grew up in church, dude. I grew up homeschooled from the South, a conservative. My dad is a pastor. They go, just
how often would you go to church growing up?
3 times a week.
Really?
Yeah.
And then homeschooled by mama?
Oh, so you know the Bible inside
all
out.
of it. Yeah.
Old Testament, New Testament.
Yeah. So they go,
book.
I was trying to get rid of all that stuff to become, and then I started making these videos that were so niche, but Christians were oh my God, that's the funniest thing I've ever heard. Because I was doing if you asked me to write a joke about MMA, I don't know it.
It's not your thing.
So then they'd be like,
be a terrible joke.
You got to do that joke.
Yeah.
You got to do that joke.
Yeah.
You're making jokes about being a good looking guy on the road, get a lot of attention from women. It's yours.
Yeah.
You got to do that.
Oh, you're pointing at me?
Yeah.
Hey, man.
No, yeah.
No, it looks
somebody that has beautiful eyes.
I have great eyes.
Yeah, you got to do that. Yeah.
Man, I have my eyes are young.
I can't do that.
I have 30-year-old eyes.
It's not. Yeah, it's not
So
authentic.
now I lean into this. Okay, but I'm it's kind of comical, I guess, because they were like, oh, this is I'm the bad boy of Christianity, because I roast it. But in any comment, I'm the cleanest, most family friendly. But amongst Christians, they're
this boy.
He made fun of Joel Osteen or whatever.
Yeah.
They're
he's a phenom.
he's wild, dude.
Whoa.
Also a friend though. So you're not going to catch me.
He seems like a good guy,
Humble
right?
brag, okay.
I flexed a little
But he
bit.
seems like a nice. I can't think of anything bad about the guy. He seems like
that's the thing.
He's so magnetic.
And I did a joke about him one time down in Houston, and somebody his daughter-in-law came into the green room after the show, and you're like, "You'll love this." He goes, "Dude, if my dad heard you tell that joke, he'd be dying laughing." So
that's great.
I bet.
he's cool. He's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like the people are like, "Oh,
damn, he's
like,
59. Nobody looks better than that.
nah, come on, dude.
Holy
Come on."
shit.
Nobody looks good
Come on.
better than that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've
those-
seen the crowds he pulls in,
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
And that's
I'm
what's
not
tricky.
religious. I'll
I
watch.
cannot
I'll
believe-
watch him.
I can't believe he's that old.
About religion, about what's tricky about religion is some of these like those famous pastors like the Carl Lentz, Joel, like all these guys are so wildly charismatic, and also you combine that with religion.
Fanatic.
You'll do anything for them. But these guys, if this guy was like a CEO of a business, he'd be
Oh, they'd be successful.
wildly successful. And you combine that with like, this is what God told me.
Yeah.
It's just like, you got to be very careful with that.
I mean, he's
Gift.
so positive.
Chin, who was the
Yeah.
older one with the crazy eyes? You remember that lady's like, but you're flying a private jet?
You would know, John.
Who?
Right?
The
This
guy,
creepy guy.
He looks like
Oh,
scary
yeah,
guy.
I did a bit
Looks
about
like
him.
Dracula.
Yeah. What's his name?
He's,
And remember, he's like
Kenneth
this.
Copeland.
He's like this.
well, he
Kenneth
got
Copeland.
lid surgery, but bad lid surgery.
Same doctor as you, buddy.
No, different.
That he was like, yeah.
This dude
Oops, hold on.
crazy.
There it is. Yeah. That guy, right?
That guy.
Yes.
Those are some,
Lubbock,
that's a bad
Texas.
eye job, bro.
But you, like you said, like if you're gonna be like
The private jet one was hilarious.
yeah, that one, yeah,
Yeah, that's it.
tough. Yeah, don't take that interview. I'm just gonna say, I don't take
They
that.
caught him off guard. Look at him.
Yeah, they surprise attacked him.
God damn, those eyes are scary.
Just you need to get that surgery you got.
What?
He's got to get
He
the
didn't
surgery.
get my doctor.
Yeah, no, that's what he did.
No,
That's what
he went too crazy with it.
Yeah.
Because what they do with that is they lift your brows.
They go, yeah, you
They
can't
get
go
Rogan.
around.
Identical.
You get a brow lift.
Identical. Yeah, he was going viral for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, it's not good. Yeah, don't take that interview.
Yeah.
Don't take that every
it's
day.
tough.
They jumped on him though. He's
But
like
if you
walking his
use
dog.
like with all these type of things, like again, religion and sports franchises, and anyone that has a kind of leader, like if you were kind of like if you're like, I'm gonna buy this prayer cloth from this guy and he's gonna cure me of cancer, like get a booster shot.
Yeah.
Like kind of like
Yeah.
again, I think he's gonna be held as a religious person. You're gonna be held accountable for that, I believe.
Yes.
In eternity.
Yes.
But like if you go to that and get a booster shot.
I'm with you.
Yeah, like
And then, going back to the Christian comics, how many like big Christian comics are there doing? Like, who's the biggest?
I mean, well, there's
besides
a lot of,
you.
There's a
who's
lot
the
of
biggest?
people that are Christian that do
but
comedy.
Yeah, but not
Yes.
Christian, and also do that brand of comedy.
Did like
right?
that brand.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's
in
like
your
a lot
lane.
of guys like obviously Nate Bargatze's a Christian, but he's not.
Yeah.
He's just a comic.
Yeah, correct.
Jeff Dye, Christian. Even Theo was, if you say he was a Christian. Like these,
Well, yeah.
a lot of people are believers in Christ.
No, I'm with you.
But, like,
I'm
you talk
saying
about
like
guys,
clean comic,
yeah.
like doing the same
There,
circuit you do.
there's a guy named Tim Hawkins. He's the biggest.
He's the biggest?
He's the biggest.
Is he older?
Yeah,
Is
he's
he
a
our
little
age?
older than me, but he'll sell 5,000 seats in any city in America.
And crushing
Damn.
it.
And church
Crushing it.
and
Well,
crush.
'cause
There is a Christian revival, correct me if I'm wrong, among young people,
Yeah.
including in cities like New York City.
Yeah. Well, Christianity is now cool now.
Yes.
It kind of came
Why
back.
is that?
Yeah.
People are just worried about technology.
That's not him. That's a fake photo of him. But yeah,
Which one
Killer.
is it?
No, all of them. Yeah, that's
Oh,
him.
they are.
Yeah. There's like he'll do the joke about like click on that hand raising at top left in the plaid. One more. Yeah.
This one here?
Yeah. Can we listen or no? Is that allowed?
We can listen,
No.
we just can't show
Yeah,
it.
we can't.
All right. Yeah.
Let me see it,
Just
Tim.
get the idea of
Let me
what
see
the
it.
joke
Let me see
is.
it.
Yeah.
There you go. There's your victory.
That's it.
Savage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like that's a great.
So it's so weird you said because I go.
Crusher.
My buddy goes, "Come to this church." So I tell you, I go
Yeah.
alone, and
They're doing that.
they're doing this.
What denomination
First of all,
was it?
there's a band that
Yeah.
plays in the beginning.
Yeah.
I'm already like, I'm it's
Yeah, you don't know
a
what to
little
do
new
'cause
for
you're
me.
first in, but everyone else around you's doing
hands
it.
in pockets. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, I'm just gonna. And plus, you got this Christian band. They're very good, but it's also
Yeah.
like, church is supposed to be a little boring.
What are you doing?
supposed to-
Oh, that's it. But I think that's why there's
Well, it's supposed to be a little bit. I
that's
don't
why
know.
there's more people sign up.
We gotta go.
Yeah, we gotta get out of here.
We gotta
Flight
go.
to
Rock
heaven.
and roll.
Okay.
But,
Yeah. No, but tell us, what did you end up doing?
I
Nothing.
I didn't do it. I
Hands
just
in
kinda-
pockets.
Yeah, I was like, I could turn.
I wish
my
they'd put the lyrics up so everyone can see
can
them
see it.
because I'm new. I don't know the lyrics.
But that is similar to every subculture, whether it's black comic, gay comic, Southern, Larry the Cable Guy. If this guy knows your life,
Yes.
the life that you live.
Yes.
Like we have people, like
know
people
what?
flew from Hawaii to come to my show last night. They go, we're because you speak to
Yeah.
the people.
You don't feel as alone.
No, and after I go, dude, if you think that my comedy is what is too much for you and you're too religious, that hey, we can shake hands and go our separate ways. But if you that's my brand of comedy is a little different than Tim's. But if this is for you, you're like, that's my guy.
yeah.
That is my
But that's
guy.
all it is in anything.
But that's
Everyone has their-
everybody.
everyone has their
But
lane.
you're an
everyone's their
intelligent
thing.
guy. You can see it. I mean, your success is not a fucking accident.
Well,
It's not
great
just your
story.
eyes.
keep that
and your hair
between us. You know, yeah,
And your height.
yeah,
The internet
And
will
the timbre
decide.
of your voice.
yeah. I wonder what anything we could collab on. What are us three gonna do? We can't tour together, can we?
Hey, listen,
Who's gonna be in the crowd
You're
if
either-
us three?
I might convert. You never know.
Yeah, Brian's leaning that way. We should figure out something.
It'll be like people can watch me.
What is it? Yeah. Well, I talked to. I was on Bert's podcast.
Yeah.
And we talked a little bit about this, and he was kind of the same about he's like, there's got to be something else out there.
Oh yeah.
Because that's what's crazy about having money is if you I've always said if you buy a lottery ticket on Monday and the drawing is on Sunday, it's $1 billion. You're not going to win it. But what if you bought 6 days of hope?
Yeah.
Your life is trash, but for $10 you can go.
There you go.
Maybe.
Yep.
There you go.
Maybe.
And that's something.
And that's what everybody out here, by the way, everybody out in these is that's what they hope in. If they're not religious, they're hoping in a better tomorrow. So
Yeah.
when the rent control or when your politician or when the taxes, I hope tomorrow is
I
gonna
hope
eventually.
is what gets him.
But then we all, I mean,
I know
me
you
and you
have-
are rich. He's not, but we have it. No, I'm just joking with you.
I know you have to leave, but
There's no.
my thing is different. Like my interest in faith is in the doing of it. In it, like it's almost like I somehow find or get a lot out of believing that I can ask to be the best version of myself. Like,
Yeah.
So I think that we have sinners and saints and everything in between in our bodies, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Like
That's a
you got hell in yourself, you got heaven. But I want to like I think if you ask for it, you can become the version of yourself you never even thought was within reach.
That's what AA
Is he
is.
too old again to have?
Yeah.
He's
Sorry.
you're converting
yeah.
late.
What do you
Yeah,
mean?
sorry.
Who
Like,
said I was
there's still
converting?
hope for me.
I never
That's
said
why he's like,
I
can
never
we
said I was
collab?
converting. I'm
Oh,
just
you might be. Yeah, we said there's no hope for. We might switch that.
Yeah,
What?
We might be. Yeah.
Come on, we
sorry,
gotta know this Holy Ghost.
Yeah, I'll talk to.
He's fucking doing tobacco. He's
yeah,
the Lord
tobacco.
did
It's not gonna.
tobacco.
I'll talk to Joel.
he does.
Osteen.
He has preacher hair. Preachers seem
Yeah.
to have very good hair.
Joel
Great,
Osteen's
great
is
hair.
ridiculous.
Great hair. Top tier. Top tier.
Hard.
Yeah, I mean, I think you go.
So you got some tour dates coming up, Daddy.
Ooh, look at
Palm
this.
Beach, Florida, tickets still left for that. Irvine sold out months in advance.
Let's go, baby.
Miami, Florida, Improv, that thing's sold out.
You doing Huntsville?
Huntsville,
Alabama.
Stand-Up
Ooh,
Live.
Have you ever done that?
I have.
I haven't done
Awesome,
Huntsville.
dude. Awesome.
Yeah.
Is that the one near the space station?
Yep. Huntsville. Stand-Up Live.
Bowling Green, Kentucky, Sky Pack. Then you're in Cincinnati Taft Theater. You're in the Temple Theater. In Missouri.
Shipshawana, Indiana is home of all Amish people.
Wow.
I'm big with them.
Are you?
No electricity, no power,
That's
nothing.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you watch all
Blue
your
Gate
content
Theater.
there.
Packed.
Blue Gate Theater
bro.
sold out.
Let's go, baby.
I'm gonna-
Shipshawana.
By the way,
My
any-
you
conversion
making up
tour
cities?
starts with John.
yeah, come on. Hey,
I'll be-
any
I'll be
of
coming on.
these shows, if you guys want to do, it's just got to be clean.
I'll do it.
I would love you. We would. They would love you. They would love all of y'all.
I'd be into that.
I'd love-
I need to go comb through the material. Okay? Comb through the material. Some of my stuff's pretty.
But I've seen both of y'all at Zany's, and,
Yeah.
and Lucy loves both of you guys.
Yeah.
Why don't you
I
come?
love
If
it.
you're, I'm going to be down there in March. If you want, jump on.
Well, I always feel myself the worst you could ever do is in introduce yourself to another comic to say you're a comic and they haven't seen your material or know you.
Yeah.
Like someone goes, "Hey, I'm a comic." You go, oh God.
Yeah.
Doesn't do it right.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, I'm also a comic. Oh.
great.
So if you don't know, I'm never gonna come into the green room and be like, "Hey," well, I will now. But
Well,
yeah.
there's my schedule.
Definitely do now.
Boston Masters left Boston. I'll be there for New Year's. Then I got
Awesome
San
club, by
Diego.
the way.
Yep.
Yeah,
Left
great
Boston's
club. Killer.
great. Have you done Mike Drop Comedy Club? It's a new club in San Diego. January
gotta go
5,
down
6,
there.
7. Fort Wayne, Indiana Summit Comedy Club, January 13, 14. Dania, Florida.
Awesome
Dania
club, too.
Improv.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Dania's great.
January
And
19th,
Zany's. He's in
2021.
Zany's
Yeah,
March.
killer.
Then I got March.
I'm off to about January 14th. I'll have a special announcement. Big Canadian tour coming up in January. But forget all of that. Your boy's taking a break from the road till mid-January. But Fight Companion, we partnered up with Barstool Sports. We're doing the Rough and Rowdy 19. They're in Providence, Rhode Island. But we're doing a hell of a crew. I didn't mean to cuss. We're doing a heck of a crew.
All right, it's back to actually Brian. You're back
man.
in. It's all right.
We're doing a heck
Can't
of
take both.
My
of you.
hands just went
We're
up.
doing a gosh darn good crew.
No shame.
December 9th, this Friday for Rough and Rowdy, Calabasas Fight Companion, live on Thicccboy YouTube. It's Theo Vaughn, Donald Cerrone, and Rampage Jackson, and myself.
Let's go.
You can tune in live. It's Barstool, Thicccboy collab. Saturday, Fight Companion, 7 p.m. Pacific, live on Thicccboy YouTube. Brian Callen, Sam Tripoli, and a very special guest.
Very special guest.
Very special guest. The MLB quality Thicccboy jerseys just restocked. Go get them right now at thickboy.com. And that sweet nectar is available as well. John, we love you, dude.
Can I come to a fight with you guys?
Hell
That'd
yeah.
be so
I've
fun.
never been to one.
And you also got to do a companion with us.
I'll come through. Yeah.
Anytime.
We drink, though.
Do you watch?
well,
do you watch?
I mean, not everyone does. I
I'm
do.
just kidding. That's
No.
fine.
You're like, I
Do
can't.
you watch
drink.
fights?
Yeah, I've watched a couple of them.
What's your
Yeah.
sport?
I watch football, basketball. The Atlanta Hawks are my team. I've never been to a fight, though, so I got to get into it.
All right.
That'd be
What's the
fun.
way to start?
We'll go to
Take
Big
my
UFC.
workshop.
Then I'll be in. It's like a NASCAR race. I go to tons
Yeah,
of
it's
those.
nuts.
If you come, you're like, I'm in for life.
And your college team says Georgia Tech?
Yeah, Georgia Tech,
That's
yeah.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
But great for academic.
Shared national title in 1990 with the Colorado Buffs.
You guys stole it.
Yeah,
we just got Deion Sanders, so we're crushing.
Let's go.
Come on.
We love you, dude.
You got
Appreciate
it.
you, brother.
Hey,
You're the best.
All the time.